You want to do a hey, let that bounce. Hey.
West Coast, who this?
Come on, man. You don't even know what this is.
This ain't West Coast?
I'm offended right now that you don't know what this is.
I don't know.
It kind of goes along with the theme for this week's playlist.
This was Beans, man. This was
I don't do much.
Yeah.
Who did the beat?
I have no idea who did it. It
Watch
definitely
is
sounds
gonna
like
be, Watch is gonna be a West Coast producer.
rock beat or
Please
something
don't
like that.
want it with me. You don't want war. I used to always trip out how y'all talk up here. You don't want war.
Yo, shoot.
Yo.
Rock has some hits
Rock definitely has some hits.
without Jay.
I love.
I don't like how you said that.
Not like.
I don't like how you,
not like.
I don't like how
I'm
you
just
said
saying his
that.
catalog is on Spotify, so
That's crazy.
Oh, all right, well.
That's cool, man. And we start with some Roc-A-Fella-ish, man. So Rock was in the news heavy this week.
Yeah?
Rock was in the news heavy this week, man.
it was.
Yeah, man. Rock was in the news heavy, man. They try to get your man Hove out of here on some snake
who
shit,
is
man.
they?
How your own. It be your own mans in them. Mike, it be
Yo.
your own mans in them.
Before you start talking about this,
Yeah.
who are we?
Come on, Kev. The people know who we are. The Commission. Come on, man. Welcome to the Commission Podcast. Season Place. Episode 54. Yeah, we back for more. We back for war. Yo, what's up, man? How y'all feeling? What's going on, fellas? Kev, Mike, what's good?
Everybody's good. Let's dive right into it, though.
Okay.
Let's not waste no. Exactly.
Oh, man, give me
You know
all,
what I
all
mean?
the Roc-A-Fella drops tonight. All the Roc-A-Fella drops is going on tonight. So, like I was saying, I was alluding to in the introduction, your man's The Rock. There's a lot of controversy going on surrounding one Mr. co-founder, Damon Dash. He made an appearance on Nick Cannon's Cannon Class. First of all, have you ever even heard of this Cannon Class
never
thing?
heard.
Yeah, I've seen
Really?
a couple of
I
episodes.
thought that was the first episode.
It wasn't the first, but I
Nah.
definitely didn't know about it.
He has a YouTube channel. Like Nick be dropping some. He be dropping some knowledge. One thing I do respect about Nick is that he did he found the interest that something that interests him, and he just educated himself on. And a lot of it is like
What do you mean by that?
like I mean how some people get money and they just get lazy. They just travel.
Okay.
Turn up all that stuff. He did something that I would do. I would just go take classes and stuff that's interesting to me. And that's it. Like, I don't care about the test.
Nick's been making money since he was like 10.
Yeah,
like,
but what
up.
did he do that interests him? What are we talking about right now?
Like, schooling. Like, history, black history, stuff like that. And so he speaks up on a lot of different things.
So the Cannon Class series is essentially about that?
Well, essentially, it's going to be more like about ethnic history and stuff like that. Like,
interesting. That's not what I got from
it's
this
not
episode.
about dragging other people?
I was saying definitely not what I
man,
got
it's
from this.
like-
It's not about spilling the tea. Not about being messy.
Nah, I've seen it, and it is not like celebrities on there for that. It'd be other people like scholars on there talking about different, parts
what's
of
weird?
history and
I've
things like
never
that.
heard of it until he had a celebrity on it.
Yeah, maybe he should change the format.
Yeah.
Who knows?
That's what somebody said. I like it how it was before. I used to see the little clips, and he'd be dropping some dimes about, like, he was talking about, like Christopher Columbus at one point, and other
not
stuff
for nothing.
like that.
Even in this interview, not to cut you off, there was a lot of gems still being spilled.
Yeah,
and I have to give him a lot of credit. Nick is an intelligent brother. I've always had a level of respect for Dame, but this was an interesting interview. Do we all watch it?
I didn't. I've seen the clips.
You saw the clips.
I've
Thanks
seen
for
it.
doing your homework, Kev.
I
You
didn't-
give out homework all the time. You
And,
don't
you
never
know-
do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
Let's
understand.
talk about that because nobody told me to watch this.
I thought
Yeah,
we
I
talked
put
about
it
it
in the
last
text.
week. Well, first of all, it was on the. Did we listen to the show? It was on the show last week. We talked about it. We touched on it.
Yeah, then I put it in the text, and I said, "Yo, y'all
did.
gotta watch this."
You did.
You did. I think you actually came and talked to me about it too.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, yeah.
Kev
You know
doing what he wants to do on his own
Yeah.
time again.
Yeah,
All
man.
right. Here we go.
Shout out to KP.
Yo, man. Yeah, shout out to KP.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
So for those who did watch it, Mike, can you kind of enlighten us?
No, I mean, from my perspective, I
didn't watch
thought,
it?
he had. I felt Dame in the sense that Nick did ask some questions, kind of. They was talking about R. Kelly. And I guess the part that you're talking about is when he started alluding to Jay-Z.
Well, he talked. That was later. That was a small portion, but he was a lot of stuff going on that I felt like Nick was kind of trying to figure out what happened.
Now the only thing that I don't like when people do this is when somebody's passed away and then you start saying stuff that allegedly they told you, because they're not here to defend themselves and say we never had that conversation. We just gotta take your word for it. And like some of the Aaliyah stuff, you know,
What did he say that Aaliyah did?
He said Aaliyah said that R raped her.
Okay.
Yeah, you said this. You talked about this last week, I think. When we were talking about R. Kelly.
That was
Yeah,
on
it was a
snippet.
clip. It must have been a snippet of it.
That was a snippet the Kev saw.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. And he said, what did he say? You know, out of respect to her, he said he wasn't going to say nothing or snap on him and things like that, yada, yada, yada.
And he didn't want to be around him or have anything to do with the best of both worlds.
Right.
Or that Fiesta stupid shit, as he said, his words, not mine. He ain't had nothing to do with the video or anything like that. And people trying to pull up clips of him, but you never see him in the video with R. Kelly. You see him in the video,
Right.
but they're not standing next to each other. Like, that really makes a difference.
Oh, sometimes they shoot like the video in different spots and
That's
then they piece
fine.
it together.
And then that's fine. If you don't support the song
I'm
or
not gonna
anything,
be
then
anywhere
why are
near
you
him. Yeah,
there?
hear
I
you.
mean, but then he said he was there to support his artists. So,
Who, Jay-Z? Like, Jay-Z at this point in his career needs Dame Dash approval or support.
I think
Fiesta was what?
Was still like,
2003,
4.
It's
I
volume
think
3.
I think he was solidified by volume
no, I
1.
think Fiesta was even, we talking about after Blueprint.
Yeah, well, it was
Really?
well after.
Yeah.
That long ago or early?
It was after, yeah, it was
Yeah,
after
it was
Blueprint.
definitely after Blueprint. Fiesta?
I don't think so.
Fiesta was a R.
Fiesta
Kelly
was
song.
like the,
Yeah.
That was an R. Kelly
Exactly.
remix. Yeah, that was after Best of Both Worlds, the first one.
What album was Fiesta on? TP2.
TP2.
Yeah.
.com?
Yeah.
Oh, then it was before then.
Yeah.
If it was on TP2.com, the remix it was before.
TP2.com came.
That was like 2000,
That
bro.
joint had like feeling on your booty on it too, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I feel sick every time.
Anywho,
I hear
at the
that.
time though,
I need a shower.
hey, but see, in that video, he at least had Lil Kim in that joint.
I mean, that was cool.
He ain't have,
But he
ain't
had
had
Little
Kim.
Kim.
You know what I mean?
See what you did there?
He like them petite, man. He like them
Kills, man.
small, man. Yo, did you hear about that poster that Lil Kim posed? That famous, iconic poster? They try to say she was like 16 when she posed.
Yo, it could.
What
I
on the
mean,
cover of
That one where she spread and all that
Yeah.
Now,
shit.
see, here's the thing, though. All these chicks was
they
younger,
were
though.
young. They were
And we
young.
never thought about it. Crazy.
No, well, we didn't because we were their age, Mike.
Nah,
Like,
but
I mean,
like,
yeah,
I mean,
true.
these are my peers. So I didn't think of them crazy because I'm like, oh, all right, well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's, they
she
should
go to
be.
my school.
Right.
That is true. And if she did, it probably would have been like dope. Like, oh, that's so and so. You know what I mean?
That-
she
that
got a deal.
Yeah, that would have been pretty cool. But
Damn.
and going on with the same trend of 16-year-olds, he tried to also make an allegation about another opposing MC of that era to Lil Kim, a young Foxy Brown, and made, I would say, insinuations of the relationship
Nick
between
Cannon
her
did.
and Dame. But no, Dame said, why you asking me questions that you need to ask that man?
Exactly.
Ask Jay-Z that.
But nobody's
respect
gonna ask
that.
him that.
And that's what Dame
Yeah,
said.
nobody's
Y'all
gonna say
ask
that
me
to
the
him.
stuff that y'all are afraid to basically ask him.
Because at this point, Dame has, and this is how savvy Nick is, if you watch the interview, Dame has already started to show his cards that, all right, I'm here for being messy today. With the whole Aaliyah stuff, with the whole R. Kelly's, like he started volunteering information, in my opinion. That's why I was like, I kind of looked at Dame a little kind of crazy in this one. Nick just did what, all right, well, let me get my views up then. These are things, these are burning questions that, you know, people have wondered over years. You know what I mean? Let's see if we can get some answers here today and at least get him to, you know, stir the pot and get my viewership up.
But you're getting answers from, like, they're secondhand answers.
Don't matter. It's from the closest person to the source. Like, the only other person closer to Jay
that
than
don't-
Dame is Beyonce.
But
Like-
that doesn't have a good relationship anymore.
Don't matter. You was there for the height. You was there for the rise. The biggest portion of his career was him and Dame together, Roc-A-Fella, the clique. I mean, you could make the argument now that he is grown beyond that, but his popularity was never more than it was during that
Well,
time.
you don't think Dame looks at it like, well, who's got more to lose here, Jay or me?
Oh, of course he looks at it. And he's bitter. Like, it's
Yeah.
clear that Dame is bitter. Like, if you watch
Hell
the whole
yeah.
interview, it's just Dame being mad at Jay, and you could hear it in his responses. He goes on to talk about how Jay backstabbed him. He goes on to talk about that famous rant where he's talking about y'all having a meeting without me about my artist, and the
Right.
fact
That's
that
great.
wasn't
Like,
that
Death of a
Jay set that
Dynasty?
meeting up.
That's for the Black Album, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No. That was that for the Black
I think it's
Album?
for the
I
Black
think it
Album.
was for the Black
Yeah,
Album.
where he said you was at.
The rollout for it.
Okay, possibly. But yeah, man, like it's crazy. Like you could, Dame is legitimately hurt, like emotionally, like broken behind all.
Yeah,
this.
you could tell too. Cause
You know
remember
what
he
I'm
was
saying?
like, yeah. I mean, but I felt him on this though. He was like, in which we don't know if it's 100% true or not. He was like, yeah, if that's supposed to be my man, and I'm telling you about on homeboy talking about R. Kelly, what he did to my girl at the time, or what she's saying to me, and you still want to be like, yeah, I want to rock out with him though.
Go to Felix's page and watch and look at this clip that he posted about Dame explaining how, and this is back during the time, how him and Jay was both going at Aaliyah. Both of them was going at Aaliyah. So now, to me now, that death of a dynasty seems even more true than ever. Because although you always heard about it, rumors, him on camera saying it, yeah, that was my man. We was both going at it, but you know, I was able to, through a mutual friend, getting closer. It's crazy how women can be the downfall of so much. But that's really, you know what I mean? Like, if you really look at it, I think it was on some competition shit. I think, yo, she's a pretty girl. Me and my man, we both like her. You know, let's see who can get her. You got her. Now I feel away because I really dug her and I felt a vibe from her. And
Meaning
you know,
Jay felt away.
possibly.
But at that time, you would have been with
You would've been with
B
Beyonce.
already, right?
Not necessarily. Not not at that time.
They
Not when Aaliyah was still alive. No, not at
Aaliyah.
that time.
All right. You
Yeah.
know what? You could be
Yeah,
right because
nah.
I'm thinking Aaliyah passed in what 2001.
Yes, exactly.
She would have been 40 today.
Yes, shout out to baby girl. Birthday was today. But yeah, man, yeah. Like, so that's even more than money. Like, a woman can really wedge a divide between, you know, two quote unquote brothers. You know what I mean? And all the millions of
So
things
you
make it
think
together.
even after all right, Aaliyah passes,
Mm-hmm.
and then remember they had that "Missing You" song, and Jay
Mhm.
was, you know, Dame misses you, you know, he'll get to see you.
Mm-hmm. They got Star out of there on that track too. I remember because Star was talking crazy about
Yeah.
it.
So now we
Mhm.
get to the Bonnie and Clyde. That's which is 2003. Him and B is already probably a year in it now.
Mm-hmm. So remember, so think of the imagery, in my opinion, right? So Jay is a super competitive guy, always wants to be the best, number one.
Right.
If you going at Aaliyah, who was probably before Beyonce, could make the argument, biggest up and coming R&B act of the time, right? Like, you failed at that one, so you take a crack at the next one. You know what I mean? The next up and who ends up eventually becoming the queen that maybe Aaliyah would have become had she not passed. Because Aaliyah had just wrapped up a movie. Aaliyah was on her way to superstardom. You know what I mean? So
Wasn't she in Romeo Must Die?
she was in Romeo Must Die. She had did Queen of the Dam right before she passed. Like, yeah, man. Like, you could see the angle here a little bit.
Especially with that, that rock the boat kind of took her to like grown and sexy a little bit.
She changed her whole look up, her whole image. Yeah, man. Like, you was getting grown and sexy Aaliyah. Like, she was evolving well, and you know, through the unfortunate circumstances. That's why I don't like that Aaliyah movie too much. Because
Is this a Lifetime movie?
that Lifetime one. I didn't like that one at all. I mean, it's just, I don't know. And then I ain't like Dame in it. I don't even like her with Dame. Like, as a
I didn't like
couple.
that either.
You know what I mean?
I didn't like. I mean, no disrespect. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I mean, well,
no
big
disrespect to
disrespect.
Dame,
Yeah.
but it's just like, she seems so much younger.
Younger, more mild mannered. Dame just
he
seems
was just like
loud,
loud,
obnoxious. You know what I mean? Just like, really?
Yeah, that Jay look probably would have been a little, but you know, I mean, it is what it is. I would have thought after that, like, Jay wouldn't be holding no grudges like 4 or 5 years down the road about.
I don't think he's holding grudges now, but I think at
I'm
the
talking
time.
even at that time. Like,
Oh no, I
You
think
don't
you
think
saw.
he holds grudges? He dropped his album the same day that Nas did.
Come on,
10 years
son.
later.
There you go, being petty.
I would hate to think that was
That
that.
had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
No, I would think that if you see how somebody moving and they're not moving how you typically move, then maybe you're noticing that y'all growing apart, and that's the reason why you probably want to just say, you know what, maybe we need to start ending this and make sure that I get the lion's share of everything, and exit my brother out of here, which is
But he
messed
said
up.
too, he was like spending money like recklessly too, like crazy money.
What? See, it's weird because if you hear the people off the label talk about it, I mean, Dame would use your budget for kind of like your budget was used on everybody, and then your budget would be used for everybody. They act like it was like genius how he was kind of doing that. Some of the artists that I heard speak about it, you know what I mean?
How many of those artists are still relevant?
I mean, absolutely none of them.
Yes.
But
What?
who?
None of them are relevant today.
How many of
Who?
those artists outside of Kanye?
And
Okay.
Cameron, which Cameron,
Cameron's not really relevant, but okay, I'll roll.
Yeah,
I
He's-
know. I'm
come
saying
Yeah, I see
who
what you're
survived that.
saying. Yeah, but they had a wave before Dame, so they didn't.
Yeah,
really
that's what I'm
need
saying.
Dame. Yeah.
So
yeah,
if-
they did.
Mhm. Go ahead.
State property.
Is what?
Is where
Is what? What? Torn in Camden right now?
they
Where
doing
are they
Stop.
the
And
chilling
Trenton,
circuit
and,
right now.
Trenton
Chilling
right
circuit.
now. I mean, listen, man.
They in
much
backwoods,
love
Mississippi
to
doing
state
it.
prop. I rocks with you, but come on, stop it, man. Stop it, Five. Half of them boys can't even talk. Like, what are you talking about?
What do you
What are
mean
we
they can't
saying?
even? Oh. All
Don't
right.
whisper songs and shit. Yeah, man. So that was crazy. I like the interview. I would encourage our commission brother Kev to check it
I'm
out.
gonna check it out.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, in like 2 years.
Nah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, but it was a good show. I thought it was really well put together, and I'm very impressed with how Nick Cannon kind of.
I like how Nick Cannon dropped that jewel on Kells, though. Not that we gonna dive deep into it,
Go ahead.
but he was like, he did tell Dame, look,
He did a song with him.
because
Dame jammed him up. He's like, "Yo, you did a song."
oh
with
yeah,
him. Yeah. Like
Nick said he
whole
wrote half
Gigolo.
the album.
Yeah,
He was like, I was signed to Jive. Remember he said R.
Yeah.
Kelly was the biggest artist out. Of course they gonna have him work on my album.
Oh,
Why
yo,
not?
he did
Yeah.
do that gigolo
Yeah, the
joint.
gigolo
Yeah,
joint.
it was
Yeah.
another one that he did. I mean, R. Kelly was writing for everybody at that
he
time.
did. He did.
But he said,
Yeah, you
but
know
see,
what?
I didn't like how Dane tried to put Nick on the spot for that because Nick was like, yeah, and y'all did an album with him.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Twice.
Like, and
Right,
he was
right.
like, I thought it was cool because we in the studio and Kel's like, nah, you ain't got, flagged it. Like, nah, you ain't, don't, that stuff ain't true. And then next thing you know, Nick, like, I see y'all doing music with him. Like, why
Right.
couldn't I? You know what I mean?
Right. You the old head. I'm the. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You my
I'm-
OG. Come on, like.
I kind of have a problem with artists right now that did songs with R. Kelly that are pulling their songs
Yeah, that's nutty.
off of streaming services
That's nutty.
now. Like Chance the Rapper did that.
It's nutty.
Somebody else I just read
Lady
today.
Gaga. That's
Lady
nutty.
Gaga did that. Like, why now? Like, what? We knew, like DL said, we knew this was going on for years.
Yeah,
This happened
exactly.
Years ago. Now that there's a show out.
You know
guys
what's
wanna-
funny? This is why I kind of really like. Kevin Hart had a really good interview on the Breakfast Club. I know we're going to touch
Recently
on it.
Let's
one?
jump right into
Yeah,
it.
we
Go
can
ahead.
kinda
Kevin
segue.
Hart?
Kevin Hart.
Yeah, Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart recently had another interview on the Breakfast Club,
Like,
and he
last week.
It
like,
came out on Monday.
Yeah,
Oh,
Monday.
alright,
It
Yeah,
would have
yeah,
been
yeah.
recorded probably Friday or something.
Yeah, something like that. But it
You
was
guys got
it was
mad time.
he works. I give him a lot of credit. He works a lot.
You guys got a lot of time.
Oh,
we
man.
got a lot of time.
Oh, man.
What?
Oh, this guy, But no, it was interesting because he made a lot of valid points in reference to his own current situation and how he was being drugged for something he did in the past that everybody already knew about it, but that had, and he's acknowledged and apologized for. And obviously, I know we touched on it last week that he said he was going to do the Oscars. Just an update, he is not doing the Oscars. I liked how he positioned that. He basically was saying, like, you know what? I'll apologize again, but I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? This is now him bossing up saying, listen, Kevin Hart don't need the Oscars to make him. He's already
Nah,
made
not
man.
at all.
You know what I mean? If anything, y'all need him. And y'all try to make a stipulation or whatever, based upon something from the past. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The tie-in to R. Kelly was, and it was an epiphany for me, or I thought I said this, we forget that how the times were different and that how can we hold people accountable for things that were considered the norm? You know what I mean? It's like it's hard to hold someone accountable for things in the 2000s that everybody was socially acceptable to do. And if you go back, he even said it, if you go back even further to the 90s, it was even worse then. Like even
Right.
the verbiage, the
Talking
derogatory
about
words,
comedy, right?
yeah, he was talking about comedy, but you could relate it to a lot of things. I mean, we said on this show in reference to R, whatever, how it's not uncommon for me growing up to see older guys at high school. It just wasn't uncommon.
Right.
It happens all the time. So it's just like, even though it is unacceptable now, it's really difficult. All you can do is apologize for the mistakes of your past. You can't go back and change them.
Right.
And depending on the severity of it, I'm not sure that you should be held accountable for them. Like, unless you're telling me that you was a molester or a rapist or you murdered some people, you know, and I get it. They're making the argument that Kels is a rapist, but in the statutory sense, not in the violent sense, which is a difference. So it's not a violent crime that he was doing. I don't know, man. It's hard for everybody. Everybody just is super sensitive and panics, and I'm just like, yo, just relax and apologize. Apologize and be like, listen, I've learned, I've grown. If we're not supposed to grow and learn from our mistakes, then how are we supposed to evolve?
Yeah, the thing that's crazy with R is that I guess
I'm not calling his a mistake.
Yeah, I was
sorry,
because
you segued right into R. Kelly after that.
He didn't grow.
No.
Yeah, I mean, don't segue into R. Kelly. I'm talking about Kevin Hart.
Yeah, I know. But so that's why I said the thing that's crazy about our situation is that, even after the court, like, of course, it was still some underage girls. Even as of today, it's not even the fact that they're underage because, he's keeping it close to that 18, 19, 20 threshold, which is making them legal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's just that he's gotten so much older, it still looks like,
it still looks.
I mean,
crazy.
it just looks crazy.
But it's acceptable.
It is because like,
you can be an old man with a young girl.
Exactly.
That happens all the time.
But when since it's R. Kelly, it's just like, all right, so let's just say now he's playing on the other side of the law. It just still looks like you're a pervert. You know what I mean? Yeah. And but yeah, I like Kev's interview, man. I mean, I like a lot of Kevin Hart's interviews because
he interviews very well.
Yeah, he does. And you I mean, granted, you can tell he's well prepared.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, he drops a lot of jewels and he gives a lot of feedback. Sometimes I do think that his head is in the clouds a little bit too.
How so?
Like, I don't even say his head is in the clouds. I think sometimes it's not. Unless he's being unless you're pointing him out for something, sometimes it feel like it's not any type of humility in what's going on. Like he feel like he'll tell you, I'm the biggest star in the world. I'm the biggest this. I'm the big. You know what I mean? Which is cool, and he could very well be, but it's not like a humbling thing. You know what I mean? Like, for instance.
But he probably looks at it like I work really hard to get to where I am, so he put the work in.
No, I understand, but it's like, for instance, LeBron. Like, LeBron,
you don't think LeBron thinks he's the greatest basketball player?
He just said it the other day.
That's my point.
He said the other day when? You mean something like in the playoffs at the time?
No, he said once I won my third championship and came back from down 3-1, that right there made me the greatest player of all time. He's getting killed for that. And a whole weekend again. I'm surprised we didn't talk about it.
Kobe probably did the same thing.
Kobe's never said that.
But my thing,
you don't think Kobe thinks he's the greatest
Kobe
player?
has never said that.
Okay.
LeBron has publicly said he's the only player that's ever publicly said it and got killed for it. I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
No. My thing with LeBron was I used to want him to be like, yo, just be cocky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Have a little bit more cockiness to you that way, because he was always humble and gentle. It felt
I like cocky LeBron.
Yeah, I respect somebody that is
confident,
the top of their craft, and then every now and then they'll let you know that. Like, yo, I'm the best.
I feel like a lot of Kevin Hart's interviews,
Jay-Z's
though,
that guy. I'm the best that ever did it.
Yeah. Well, he's a rapper, and that's kind of different because they have to be braggadocious. But I see what you're saying, though. I love that shit.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I like the fact that
if it's true, like if I don't know.
Well, Jacquees can't say I'm the king of R&B.
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like,
right, I got you.
But with Kevin, it's like, to me, I think that well, maybe it's not even, maybe it's the Breakfast Club. I don't know, but it felt like he's always saying, it always feels like that's being put out there.
So think about how the narrative they paint of him when he comes up there. They always talk about the money he got, and you know what I mean.
Yeah,
they talk
they
about
bait
the house.
people into
they
a lot
definitely
of stuff
bait
too.
him.
Yeah.
But the other thing I will say is Kevin plays into it.
He does.
But I like it though. I like the fact that he's on his cocky shit sometimes because
I like when he be like, when they be like, yeah, what's the money on that? He be like, we ain't gonna get into all
yeah,
that
we don't
right
need
now.
to get.
I like when he
talk about numbers.
I like when he do that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But sometimes he'll be like just flat out like.
Well, he'll tell you about his specials and how much he's arenas and breakthroughs
or
he's
it ain't
done.
popping. If I can't do it, it's not gonna happen. Sometimes I feel like
When did he
that's
say
the.
that?
No, he's not directly saying that, but that's how it feels sometimes. Like, and I mean, like once again, I like Kevin. I'm a fan. You know what I mean? I think he does. You know,
Who
he's
you
funny.
think is more cockier, him or Dave Chappelle?
Kevin Hart.
You think Kevin Hart is?
Yeah,
it?
Dave is what
Dave
I'm talking
Chappelle's
about.
just
Dave
like-
is just chill.
Yeah.
Dave
Chappelle's
Chappelle
like Mike.
came out on stage and said, "I know I'm about to kill it." Like that's the level of cocky. He's like, yo, you know what? I'm not in his special.
Now, mind you,
in
that was
his
right. That
in
was
his
part of
comedy
his
special. Don't matter. That's the most, and it was the
everybody-
funniest thing
I was
ever.
saying everybody
but,
laughed.
but it was real. He was on. He wasn't joking. He was like, yo, I'm not joking. He even said it. I'm not joking, nigga. This is serious.
then-
I'm that dope.
What did
I'm
he do
dope,
after
man.
he said that?
What do you mean? He was dope.
He killed it. Yeah.
I'm
So
saying,
that's what I
like,
mean. Like you can
yeah.
respect somebody
But
like that.
but that's what I'm saying. Like Mike saying that Kevin Hart, he's a fan of Cavs, and Cav has killed it, before. It's okay for him to, get on your shit and talk about,
Dave, they two different dudes.
Dave-
Dave Chappelle
Dave
is.
does
the way
that.
you
Dave
do
does
it,
it
too.
even
Like-
worse. Like Dave,
No, he
like,
don't. I
yes,
mean, he said that in a sketch, like
does.
as a joke.
That's
But
the
you know,
opening joke.
first of all, he
Yeah.
don't write. He just talks, and that's how he truly feels.
But that was a written joke. Come on,
You
man.
think that was
are-
written?
Yeah,
The
because he
other-
said.
the
Because then he
other-
followed it, like Kev said. He followed it. Matter of fact, I'm about to tell y'all the punchline right now. You think he just came off the? If he did, he's just even that much better than I thought he was.
He didn't, but he did say he goes in his fishbowl and he just has.
It's a
punchline.
joke. He writing
He
the
just had
joke.
punchline. No. I believe that this happens. I believe this is how probably
He
part of
could.
his
He
process.
probably
You know what I
could.
mean? Like,
Dave
I got
is
the
that dope,
punchline.
though. I think he
All
is
right,
that
now
dope.
I just got it. Now I just got to create something. That's how. But I know I'm that good that all I need is the answer, and I'm that creative that I can come
I
up with a
respect
joke
that from Dave
Chappelle.
Chappelle.
Yeah, man. Like Dave get on his.
Because
shit
I know
too.
when Dave is like, put it like this, like, and I ain't knocking anything because I know everybody gets help, and obviously Dave had help creating the Dave
Neil.
Chappelle show.
I wanted to see that interview
And,
too. With,
I didn't see Neil.
Brennan.
I watched Neil
You watched
Brennan's
the Neil one?
interview.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think with his stand-ups, I don't think Dave get help with those. I think he writes that stuff himself.
Probably, I would agree.
You think if Tom Brady came out right now and said, "Yo, I'm the best quarterback to ever live," that people would be like up in arms and questioning him about
Why
that?
are you on the confidence thing? I said I like cockiness.
No,
I
'cause
wish
he
did.
don't like it.
No. That's just my personal. That's like my personal take on it. Like
Okay.
I mean,
If Aaron
granted,
Rodgers said it, would that be acceptable?
Nah, it wouldn't.
It wouldn't be acceptable
No,
with
'cause
Aaron
he's got
Rodgers.
what, one
Even
ring?
though people say Aaron Rodgers is a bad man, Stephen A. Smith and all those type of dudes.
He didn't even finish the season. Last 2 seasons.
Okay, all right. I'm just curious. Okay,
Nah,
all right.
he's not. Nah.
Nah, he's not.
He's definitely not
He's
that.
not the goat.
He's
Okay,
not the GOAT.
cool. All right, just making sure. Kevin Hart interview was really, really funny. Check it out. Definitely.
There's some other funny interview today on the Breakfast Club.
Big Soldier. Big
Draco.
Draco. Big
Draco.
Draco. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody
Yo.
said, Drake wanted to really be like Big Draco. He just dropped the O and added an E.
He said his name was Draymond Cortez or something.
Well-
That's where he got Draco from.
Oh,
Yeah, Dre
Soulja
something.
Boy,
Yeah.
Dre Cortez.
So Draco.
DRCO.
really?
Yeah, DRACO. Yeah, you didn't.
Why is
did
he
you
called-
watch the interview?
I mean, no, I didn't watch the
Oh.
entire interview, but I watched most of it.
Okay.
And I've seen a lot of Soulja Boy clips over the past few days. First and foremost, what brought him to this interview today? Can we recap the
I
weekend?
think he was ranting about everybody. Kanye, right? He was ranting about Kanye.
Well, the rant I thought originated with
Tiger.
Tiger. Yeah.
comebacks in
He
2018.
did kind of kill Tiger though. on the
Comebacks
Breakfast
in
Club.
2018
Yeah.
though is what really came up to. And someone in his IG live mentioned, well, Tiger. You know what I mean? Tiger had a great comeback. You know what I mean? And Soulja took offense to it. And in true Soulja fashion, he made a video that instantly went viral. Tiger, like his face is.
Yo, did he say the same thing? Because on the
He
Breakfast
did.
Club,
He did say,
the
yes,
same thing.
yeah. And then he
that
got
was
one with Drake.
disrespectful.
And then he record like this is how you know he knows a good tagline. He's in New York, right? Like going around different venues and like, yo, man, anybody want to see me? Hit me up. Young boys want make some music or whatever. I discount my fees. I'm watching this on Academics page, and I guess he's doing that bit now. Like that's his bit. Tiger.
He did it with
Big
Drake.
Soulja
today.
had a big and he did it with Drake.
Aubrey
Drake,
Graham, the guy that
Drake,
pushed
Aubrey,
P.
right?
The grassy Drake.
The grassy
Yeah.
Drake.
He called
The
it
one,
something else, right?
the one who the guy who had the world from his kid.
Yeah,
the world-
yeah.
That guy.
yeah, that guy. Oh man,
I made him.
and I was instantly intrigued when he said that. I'm
Me
like,
too.
all right, so how did you? I gotta see how this correlates, right? So he goes on to say he made Drake. Did you know that he made Drake?
I did not.
Mike,
I
did you
definitely
I
know?
don't
didn't,
listen to Soulja Boy music like that.
Okay,
I know the hits. Obviously, everybody knows the hits.
Obviously, right?
But I'm not a big Soulja Boy fan. But
Okay.
I never once knew that. I think the song was called. It was with Lil Wayne on Drake's first album. I don't remember what it was called. I think it was called "Miss Me," maybe.
Yeah. Tell me
Yeah.
it was really going. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's one of my favorite
Me
Drake
too.
songs.
Joint bangs.
Like, that
Yeah, that
joint
joint
was
was
Wayne
hit.
on it.
That joint was hit.
Yeah, that joint cranks. So I'm like, when he said that on that track, and
It's
then
the same flow, the same words,
it's
everything.
literally the only word that was changed was Drizzy.
back up in.
Was Drizzy. No, not
Yeah,
back
you're
up.
right, you're
Just
right, you're right,
Drizzy. That's
you're
the
right.
only thing that he changed. It's from Soulja. From Soulja to Drizzy. Wow. That's wow. Now, I've had a lot of theories about your man Drake. This is I'm gonna sound like how Mike did a couple weeks ago. This is a conversation I need the young controversial here for, because I've had my issues with Drake about how he steals flows.
Yeah.
And then see he's been doing this from rip. And
he stole Wayne's.
I
flow, though.
said that, but I was like, you know what? Wayne blessed him, so I'm thinking I'm gonna give him a pass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now you doing it on a different level. Now you doing it with other rappers that I don't even associated you with.
I like how he talked about the Migos too.
Yeah.
He was like,
Yeah.
I was
Go
in the
into
Versace video.
Yeah.
Drake wasn't.
Yeah, Drake was.
Drake
Yeah.
jumped.
He said that was his beat.
Right.
He said him and Zaytoven. He said Zaytoven gave out the beat to everybody. You know what I mean? And he's like, but he said he gave it to Migos. And Soulja was at the time. Soulja was the bigger name.
Yeah, he was.
Soulja could have kept that beat for himself and been stingy or
Right.
whatever, and like paid whatever bands.
And then he showed up for their video. Hey.
I mean, support. Drake
he
ain't
named
support.
somebody. He was like, I got a new mixtape out, and he named some artist. He like
Lil Mouse or something like
Lil
that?
Mozzie or something like
Mozzie,
that.
yeah.
And he was
Something
like, yo,
like that.
I've never even heard this guy. And he was like,
Who? Mozzie? MOZZY?
he's like 16-year-old kid.
Something like
Oh,
And
that
he was
might
like,
not
yo,
be
he's
the
got like
same
70
guy.
million views on YouTube. And
It's an artist Mozzie was on the Black Panther soundtrack. That's dope as shit.
oh yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the same
Yeah,
guy.
I didn't think it was the same guy either.
But he did run through a bunch of artists where he was like, I put them on.
He
and
was.
I was not like never knew that he.
Charlemagne
associated
posted
with
something I thought was funny, man. The influence of Sean Carter and DeAndre, whatever Soulja Boy's last name is,
On who?
who's more influential in hip hop.
What?
What?
Before we laugh the question out of the room. Hold up. Before we laugh the question out of the room, just take a minute to digest what you guys have already said, and then add on to the fact that technically Soulja Boy was the first guy who really embraced the internet.
Yeah, you talking about like
And rap.
ringtone raps? He was that
Ringtone,
guy.
YouTube,
yeah.
MySpace songs, like he
But those were
producing
all,
yourself.
Hold on.
Hold on, listen. Producing yourself, self promo, independence.
Kanye did that.
Kanye
Dre
did that.
that.
Hold up, whoa. And went viral with it? Or did they need to get the
I
back?
would
Yo,
say
that's
that-
just two different.
Independent, when I'm saying, meaning no label help. I'm creating a beat. I'm putting it out there.
Two different
I'm-
times though.
Yeah,
And that's why I said it.
Completely two different
Well,
times.
time
the
out.
internet just started popping when Soulja Boy was coming out.
Hello, why you think I said that? That's why
Yeah.
I said it, because from that point on, music has changed,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
right? So the relevancy that Jay had for that period of time, you can't include him in this new era, and this new era is not slowing down.
Well, Jay took advantage of it too, because that's not
Yeah,
like
he's got
let's
his
not
own
forget.
streaming service.
No, not even that. But let's
Okay.
not forget
I
before
see
that,
that's probably more though. But go ahead.
the Magna Carta.
You're right with the Samsung deal.
That was that was the introduction of it. But I mean, you can make the argument that that's on the heels of what Soulja was already doing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Soulja
Soulja started this though. Like you can.
Did he start it, or was he the first?
Was he the first one to
like
pop
try
with
it? Yeah.
Well, I mean, hey man,
It don't even matter, right?
Yeah,
That's the argument.
The only person that gets the credit is the guy who pops off of
it.
it. You know what I
the
mean?
chicken come before the egg.
Exactly.
Question, I guess, right?
I heard Graham Bell didn't really invent the phone. I heard it was a brother in the other room.
It was.
But you know, whatever. I mean, hey, whatever. I'm not saying that, but whatever.
I'm saying it. Say no. Go ahead.
But no, so all I'm saying is like I didn't ever thought of it this way because I'm like, yo, Soulja's a clown. Like to us, he's always been a clown. But when you really
That's clown shit.
Thank you, Nikki. But when you really break it down, damn.
Yeah, I mean,
like
he definitely
all these guys. Like think about all the hottest rappers you like now. Not like the Coles and the Kendricks, but I'm talking about like
or adapt.
I'm talking about like the X's and the Trippie Reds and the 6ix9s and the boys like that. Like they all are birthed of them.
He's created you don't need to be signed to this big.
He said he signed Chief Keef.
Yeah,
he discovered Chief. What?
But
right.
You don't need to be signed to this big major to make money, because that was how everybody got on. Was like, yo, I gotta get a record deal.
You can make the argument that he killed, that he changed how we consume music.
Yo, you know what's so crazy? If you could think about it like this too. This is the way I'm thinking about it right now. Like Soulja, like from what he's saying, and I guess we are giving him a little bit of props right now.
I hate the fact that we're doing it,
but I don't think people give Soulja Boy credit for any of this stuff though.
Nah, they not. Because he's not relevant right now.
No, I don't think even when he was relevant, they gave him credit for
what he said on the show was really, it had to take me back.
Yeah.
Because how we clown these kids now, Soulja used to get killed, bro. Like I remember when Ice-T killed him. No, but he does. But like I remember when he first came out and how the older. Like I remember Ice-T talking about him. I remember Snoop, talking about.
He did show that you can be you can have a different look to you as well. Because if we really think about it, like when Soulja Boy was out, as far as in that box of rappers, it was like who else was
like
out?
The Laffy Taffy boys? Kind of. I will put them in that. Just funny, yeah.
Who had the
I'm talking about even
chicken noodle soup with a soda?
You talking about Brianna,
or
Young B?
Walk It Out, Unk. Remember that joint?
Yeah.
Soulja Boy, they had all them dances.
Yeah. Anybody who came, that was that whole Atlanta movement.
But other than besides that, like
Soulja
Boy,
Crime Mob.
That was
it was Crime Mob, right?
No, it wasn't. It was Huey.
Okay, you're right. It was Huey.
But I'm thinking like before Soulja Boy though, you used to have like a budget, a deal, and you would be more like polished, I guess.
Now all you need is a camera. He ushered in everything that we doing.
Well, yeah, he showed only thing you needed was
all you need is a camera, and we gonna take
free Fruity Loops.
Yep, exactly.
He even said that on the interview. He's like Teddy Riley. He's dating Teddy Riley's daughter.
Yeah.
And he was like, that guy makes beats with bands in these big studios.
Yeah.
Like, I make mine on Fruity Loops.
Yeah. Well, that's how he got started. Yeah.
Crazy. I mean,
and that was a free sample, I think, because you can get the sampler of Fruity Loops. You didn't even need the whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, it worked, man.
I wanted to take a moment out to acknowledge his greatness. That's all. I mean,
I'm not calling it greatness.
Wait a minute. What are you gonna call it then, Michael? I mean, what are you saying?
A man with a passion, and he got the job done.
Dude, you know he's a pioneer, and you will give him credit.
I'm just saying.
It's a pioneer.
You saying greatness?
What's not great about what he did?
I mean, I just.
What are you hating on?
Yo,
I can't use those terms. That's all.
He's the first one to do it.
Are you telling me that "Kiss Me Through Your Phone" has never played in your household right now, Michael? On the air?
We just discussed that it did.
Well, then
I have a child though.
It's greatness, goddamn.
He calling it greatness though, for real? Like I'm not using those words.
Is he the first one to do it, or did he perfect it? Like.
We don't know who the first one was, but he's the first one to do it well. So we're giving him the props for it.
But people have done it way better since.
Oh, God. All right. So Jay-Z's not the GOAT because he's not the first one to do it. He's not the GOAT.
He's not the first one to match 2 words, rhyme 2 words.
Yeah. I mean, like, come on, man. Like, what are we talking about? He's the best one to do it. Like, we're giving him
14 albums straight.
Well, we're giving him credit for what he's been able to accomplish. Soulja Boy was a pioneer. If you're not going to say he's great, he's a pioneer at least.
Right,
I mean, I'll give you that. You saying his greatness. I'm like, I mean,
if you're a pioneer, you're ushering in a new wave and a new way of thinking. That's great. That's evolution. We should all embrace it.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a hard time giving
Swallowing that pill. Yeah, said he was great.
Why are you struggling? Why are you fighting this? You know what I mean?
One thing
the
that I
band
do
came out
respect-
with a console. He came out with a Subway.
That's
he
what I
was
was about to
employing
say.
boys in the hood, and which wasn't showing up to work. Y'all remember that
Yeah.
shit?
Who Soulja Boy wasn't?
Yo, no, he excuse me, he had the Subway, and he hired some guys to work it, and he went to his Subway one day,
And
and it was closed.
Oh shoot.
He was like, see,
I do respect what he was saying about that part of it though. Like he was like, yeah, like y'all, everybody got these iPhones in here. They assembled in China and everything like that. But yet y'all try to make it look like my whatever
He
he
got
had.
a game
his
console.
watch
I don't
and his
understand
game.
Nintendo or
He has a
not
game
Nintendo.
console.
The game console.
Nintendo's suing him for it.
All he did was get a bunch of old games that we all played as kids, and he licensed them and put them on one console. I feel like
Didn't somebody just do something like that?
I got
you
that.
can go to the mall and buy them right now.
Nah,
Yeah.
I mean not that one, but I got that on an Xbox. Like you get somebody they can put us together. You can find somebody online.
I
and
don't think that's.
I got like 10,000 games on.
Yeah, I'm trying to get an
Xbox.
arcade like unit like that one of these days, man, with a whole symbol and
Know
everything.
somebody
Put it
that's
right in that corner,
selling
man.
one.
Yeah, man. If you know one, man,
I
let
got
me know.
Pictures of my phone. I'll send it.
I
Alright.
appreciate it. Thank you,
Cool.
bro. Appreciate
Cool,
that.
cool.
Yeah, you gotta get on that.
All right.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man. Pioneer, innovator, great.
All right. Well,
Anyone who's a pioneer is not great. Was George Washington Carver great?
Yo, you know what's dope though? Since we talking about
Was
this,
Benjamin Franklin great?
people be I don't know.
he's on a $100
But
bill.
what's dope though is y'all know the damn, why is it slipping my tongue? Jack Daniels. Have y'all heard the story behind Jack Daniels?
No, the alcoholic.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I did hear.
alcoholic.
No. It was started by another guy. It was another dude involved. With
But
that.
even
And
he
they-
always made sure his family, his family's
he's
still
getting
wealthy
paid off
though.
of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I
they
mean,
should be getting paid off.
Microsoft
of
was
it.
like that.
What you mean?
There was like two other guys involved in Microsoft, and Bill Gates is the one that kind of.
So we don't talk about none of them other boys.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. The one who
Yeah.
blows is the one who we care about.
Yeah.
Exactly. Give Soulja Boy credit for greatness. Kev, Mike.
I'm not calling him. I can't use those words.
Yeah.
I respect what he did.
Yo, that's
but you
hate.
saying
Yo, that's just hate. At
greatness?
this point, that's just hate, bro. That's just hate.
Greatness.
I've even swallowed the pill and was like, you know what? I gotta now start to acknowledge him in a different
All right,
light.
well, let's-
Smart
well, let's-
businessman. I'll give him.
Well,
that.
let's move. Let's stay within music and move forward to this Songwriters Hall of Fame thing with Missy then.
Okay.
Because
All right.
now,
Well, that's great. Well, is it greatness?
see now here you
I
go.
don't know. I don't know about that either.
What's wrong with
questioning that.
Missy getting inducted to the?
I don't really think there's anything wrong with it. I just
Of all the songwriters,
is she the first female?
she's the first, I think,
hip-hop
black
female?
For
female.
hip hop.
Yeah. for
Now
hip-hop.
here's the thing too. You know you gotta been writing for at least 20 years.
All right.
Okay.
Is one of the qualifications. So
Okay.
Missy's been.
There's
She's
no other
probably
people
been-
that's been writing for 20 years.
In
Is
hip hop
Missy
right
still
now?
writing music for
When was the
people?
last time Missy wrote
That's my
something?
point. Yeah.
Honestly, I would have to Google it. The last thing I noticed she did,
She had a
she
song
wrote
come out
on-
last year, like around the Super Bowl. Didn't she perform at the Super Bowl? Like
Yeah,
2
actually
years
she
ago?
did.
Yeah, she did.
2 years ago, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
What other female writers would you consider? Because I'm thinking about, all right, well, who do we know as women
I mean, there
writers
aren't
in
many.
the industry?
Not. It's gonna sound terrible, but there's not many female hip hop acts that are eligible. If you think about it,
Oh, I get that.
like Queen Latifah would be another one. I feel like that's eligible that wrote music.
I think longevity will hurt her, and I think that's where Missy probably
But that's where I
gets the
think
edge.
Missy kind of is. In the last decade, what was the last time you heard like a hit by Missy?
That I think, yeah. But
honestly, I would really have to. I would really have to Google it. But if you think about, so we can go to some of the artists that she's written for. We can go Eve, Lil Kim.
Okay. Neither
we
one of them's
can-
had a hit in a decade.
I'm not saying when the last time they had a hit.
I know,
I'm
I'm
just
just-
saying.
so you can span though from early in their career. Like let's say I think she was working with Diddy, so might have had some writing with some of his acts.
right
And then that
702
goes from like the mid to late 90s
The
to
whole
like
Total
Timberland
to
camp,
maybe
Aaliyah,
early
Magoo,
two tens.
Aaliyah, all
Right.
them.
Yeah, Genuine, that whole camp.
Yeah. That whole-
right.
That's the 90s.
Nah, well that's 90s
Monica.
and 2000s.
Early.
Monica, yeah.
Sierra.
Early 2000s.
Now you're getting a little later with Sierra though. You're getting mid to late.
Mid 2000s?
Sierra, yes.
When did Goodies come out?
That's her first joint.
Exactly. What came out after that?
That's what I'm saying.
Step with Ludacris. The
He's
joint?
so disrespectful.
Janet Jackson. I'm just going off the list that I
Okay.
see in front of me. Janet, Fantasia. Oh yeah, she did write some bangers.
Fantasia. Well, Fantasia. Now you're late. Now you're in the tens. If Fantasia, you did in at least 2009, 2010.
Yeah, she did have some bangers with Fantasia because one of them. I need to. Anyway,
Nah, I can't go on it this week.
no, it's not gonna go on it this week. But I'm just thinking like she had a couple bangers that I like.
I mean, who else would we qualify for the female?
That's yeah.
That's been writing for
yeah.
the past. Honestly, man, I think you
for
got.
hip hop. You're it's slim pickings.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a lot in hip hop.
You could throw. I don't know how much earlier writing.
I was gonna
she
say like
doing.
Pebbles or somebody.
Yeah, but you still got to be, I guess, kind of relevant a little bit to this day.
I'm just saying 20 years worth of writing though. Like she gonna give you what late 80s to.
I don't know. I
late
think that
90s?
was it. Because she wasn't really writing when it came to like TLC and all that other stuff like that. I don't think I can think of really would be, you can go Mariah.
Mariah writes.
I mean, she get co-writing credits. They say she do write.
What about Mary?
That's what I was going to say. Earlier on in her career, I'm not sure
career,
if she was
yeah, I
really
don't-
writing then.
She stopped writing probably, but Mary would probably be the one though that I would look to because she has enough. I think.
Yeah, I think Mary's been writing now. I just don't think the earlier stuff, like when she was with Diddy and all them, I don't think she was really like putting any ink to the paper.
Okay.
Yeah, can't give it to Faith. Can't get none of them.
Faith actually do write.
Faith does write, but she doesn't have the longevity.
Nah.
That's all.
Yeah.
She has like what 2 albums. Like nah, that wouldn't work. Well, bro, listen. Shout out to Missy. I'm not mad at it. I just was when I saw it, it was a shock to me because I'm like, okay, I
Do they
don't know
just
if
get one a year.
I was about to say the whole
Yeah.
is.
Like I remember
Are
Jay
we
was last
stretching
year.
for this? No, Jay was like 2 years ago.
Jay was
Somebody
2 years ago.
JD was
JD
last
was-
year.
Oh yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Come on, man.
We're in
he's not gonna let you-
2019. No.
Well, he's not gonna let you.
We're like
forget
2
JD.
weeks in.
Nah, man,
He's not gonna let you forget JD.
No,
That's all
the
I'm saying.
Songwriters Hall of Fame won't let you. And you know what's
Mike
it-
will not let you
Yeah.
forget JD.
But check this
you know.
out though. I did see an interview and he was saying that he was like he's one of the only people that's written in different genres of music though that was inducted.
JD,
Yeah, because you figure the R&B,
R&B, and hip hop.
hip hop. No, the
Pop.
rock too. He did a song
Rock.
pop. He did his songs with Weezer.
Okay.
He did a couple joints for them.
How the fuck do you know?
You got them on your iPhone?
Absolutely
How
not.
does Mike
But I-
know this? Yo, I feel like Mike is like if you guys should
Only
follow.
thing you got
Do you guys follow Ain't No Jigger on IG?
I do. Yeah.
That's what Mike is. Mike is
Yo, yeah,
Ain't
you
No
should-
Jigger
you-
for JD.
you
That's
should-
exactly
No, I'm
what
just
he
It's like a
is.
so deaf blog.
This
Yes,
is
you
basic
should.
knowledge,
It's
dog.
not basic.
No, it's
knowledge.
not,
It
right?
is.
Ain't no
Yeah.
Jigger
If
be
you
knowing
follow-
everything that goes on.
I like to
in
think
this
that I'm
guy's life.
pretty versed in hip hop for the last 20 years,
Yo,
and I don't know half of this
your knowledge,
so deaf
right?
Because you only know Murder Inc. stuff.
Get
You know what I mean? You gotta give it out to somebody else. Like other people has
Stop.
been making hits, man.
Yo,
you know what I
man,
mean?
That's
Once again, I like the underdog a little bit.
what about
So-
Dallas Austin?
Dallas Austin, yeah.
I'm not
why
saying I'm just saying like just songwriters that we should probably start recognizing now.
Dallas Austin
Like
is
for
all
a
that.
long time. Like
Dream.
that was a Dream. He's coming up close
Dream
to
made
20.
some hits.
Yeah.
Neo.
Neo, man. When we was talking about that a little earlier before we started recording, but and you mentioned Beyonce,
Mm-hmm.
and the thing that I have though is like it's similar to that Drake asterisk when it comes to Beyonce, because you're looking at it like Neo already had like what song did she sing? Did she do his To the Left? Whatever that was called. What was it called?
Mm-hmm.
Irreplaceable.
Yeah, irreplaceable. Yeah.
That song was already written. And this is something we talked about last week too, actually. Not last week, maybe the week before, when it come to producers. Remember you were saying like, nah, I'm not going to just let somebody steal the credit for something if I produced it, because we were talking about the Swiss joint.
You listen
Right.
to that one I sent you?
What was
Bink
it, a
did?
Swiss?
No, who did that? Yeah.
Bink.
Oh, that was a Bing joint?
Which beat was it?
It was his. Over that he put, the Nas joint that's on Swiss album.
Yeah.
It's
He
the
put his
Bink
beat over it?
version of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I ain't
you
heard
should
that.
Check it out. It's in the chat.
The Nas joint that's on Swiss.
The Echo
Echo.
joint.
Yeah, I thought you said somebody else did that beat.
Yeah, they did. DJ Scratch did it, but I
Bink
sent
did a
over the
version of
weekend.
it.
I sent you guys
Bink did a
link
version
for
of it.
Bink's
Oh, all
version.
right.
It's pretty
Yeah.
tight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Whose is better?
What, the one that's on the album, or
I'm asking. Yeah, I'm asking.
Between
your
Bink
opinion.
and-
I like the drums. I didn't really like that there were no drums on the Swiss joint.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay.
Mike didn't hear it yet, so.
I haven't heard it. Like,
Oh, you didn't listen to it?
No, I didn't
Yeah,
listen
check
to
it
it
out.
yet. But I saw you sent it, though. I'm going to check it out. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Neo. You say you have a problem with Beyonce because Beyonce be trying to
The
give everybody
asterisk,
credit
yeah,
to
because you
asterisk
know,
stuff.
and it's like this: if you get in the room with her, my thing is like, if I already wrote the song, it's hard after the fact to go in there and be like, oh, where you said I'd rather say they, and then all of a sudden I get writing credits for it.
Kanye talked about that with his process. He said anyone that's in the room gets a credit.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Somebody else was yeah.
Yo, for Sicko Mode, there's
30
30
producers.
writers, 30 writers and 5
Five
producers.
producers. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And it's up for Song of the Year. Like, who's getting up on the
Yeah, I
stage?
seen that. Yo,
How many cuts do you have to pay?
Yeah,
off
like,
of
yeah,
that
what are you
stuff?
making
Like,
off that song
yeah,
then?
nothing.
sometimes you already know. Like, all right, my budget is $1 million. I'm not making that money back. Like, we're not making, like, for instance,
I'm making my money back touring it. And
How
Yeah,
is there
exactly.
30
You
writers
have
on that
to.
song when it's not like I'm listening to
Think
that
about the
song for
samples.
bars?
Well, think about how many times a beat switch. They got 3 different
Yeah, you're
beats on it. You
So
know
if
what I
it's
mean?
let's
Like,
just say, for instance, if it's 3 different beat switches, like we'll do that.
mhm,
Each beat had 3 different producers on it.
Yeah.
So that's 9 right there. That's 9 people. And if they use any samples through all of those beats, anybody that had whoever that song belonged to, they get a credit for that.
Yeah.
every snippet, the Sway Lee snippet, he gets a credit. The play for week,
Yeah.
that's a writing credit. Like, it's weird
And it
because it's not a lot of verses on the joint.
No.
Nah.
So to have 30 writers is like, what the hell? Like, what did you wrote one word, bro? Like, come on, man.
But that's the Ye format too. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like Ye, I don't think Ye said he ain't really make too much money off the blueprint.
Do you think that Travis, who is of Ye's
He learned a lot.
teachings,
Cloth.
that he probably is like, you know what, everybody in the room, we having a party here when we been making Sicko Mode. It's a whole bunch of people in the studio. Everybody get credit and did it on some shit like that.
Why not? Because people gonna love to work with you.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, the people that, especially that didn't contribute. See, I don't know if he's over the top as much as Kanye was. 'Cause,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
mean,
they
30
said-
writers is way over the top, bro.
They said Kanye,
Yeah,
but
I'm not having 30 people in the room.
But Kev,
while I'm
but once
trying to make
again
a
though,
song.
if y'all then borrowed and chopped and did this, that, and the third, anybody that music originally belonged to gets a credit.
Yeah.
I get it, but man.
So yeah, you would think that y'all would be like, when whoever's clearing your samples would be like, yo, you know you got 30 people on this joint. Can you pull any of that out? But y'all already got the finished product. That was another thing that I think Ye said about what's her name joint. Remember Tiana Taylor's?
Mhm.
Yeah, they had samples that didn't get cleared yet, so some of the songs was left
yeah, but
unfinished.
Don't put it out then.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
Can you deal with not putting out? Because think about the
Nope.
songs that we're asking not to be put out. And I'm going to tell you an example of a person that didn't put it out and their album suffered.
Yeah.
So-
Yandy.
Well,
Yandi, whatever the hell.
Well, we didn't even hear any pieces of it. But think of the Fab joint, the Rapture song, right? And all the samples that they were trying to get cleared for the Fab and Jada album, which probably would have made the album way much better than what it actually was. But they put it out anyway, and that shit was trash. You know, so if you put out, like, you run the risk. Whereas if you pay it, like what Travis is doing with Sicko Mode, you pay the producer, you give all the credits out.
yeah, I was
At the
number
very
one.
end, the album is going to be number one. And at the least, at the end of the day, you can tour the song.
And
you
that
can do
album,
whatever-
as far as stream wise, remember that album was like,
it's still doing
it was
numbers.
still, yeah.
So, I mean, like, it's almost like, all right, well, fine. I'll just bite the bullet. It's just business at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
And that's how it's supposed to be, though. You supposed to just go in there, man, like, and whoever you with, you just bang out the best music you possibly can, and then they just gonna let you know, like,
I don't
look.
think artists really are making music though. Like, I understand they want to sell records, but I don't think they look at it like I'm gonna make my bread and butter off of selling records.
They
That's
have
why
to.
they just do
Nah, they
360
look at
deals
it.
now.
Well,
they,
they
they do it off touring.
Yeah, well, it's not off of selling records, right? Yeah, to your point. But, I mean, you have to look at it, what's going to get replay value.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. That's what the streams are and the likes are. The likes are, okay, then when I perform this live, I can charge this much more because it gets this many streams or this many likes or whatever it is the situation is.
But that's why they do, like, if you messing with a major now, you're going to get those 360 deals because they know going in, too, you're not going to recoup this bread off of album sales.
Right.
So we need a piece of your merch, touring, all that good stuff.
But this is why I think artists should be more creative with the songs they select to make singles and to do videos to and invest more in. I'll give you another example. Meek and Drake shot a video to Going Bad.
I did. I heard it's like a movie.
Why is Going Bad having a video shot for it of all the classics that are on this album?
Because it's got Drake on it.
Fuck Drake. It's not the best song.
I know,
it's
but
not the best song.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
To you and me and Mike and
but
other
to the people, it matters. Because you know
not
why?
To these younger kids. You got Drake and Meek together on the track.
That song is going to be number one.
Even without all this. And that was my point. Without all the hoopla and the visuals and all that stuff, the song is going to be number one.
The visuals going to make it a lot better.
Dude, the song was already streaming at like number 4 or 5 already.
Wait till that video come out.
Yeah, it's the best.
If Drake shows up.
It's streaming the best on the album. I get it. But it's not the best song, and everyone knows it.
Definitely not the best song.
Right. So it's like, all right.
He's not going to make a video for Trauma.
You would make a video to Trauma, and you tease the video to Going Bad. That way you peak the interest, and you don't invest as much money.
I feel like artists used to do that, where they'd have
yes.
like, the one video.
Remember the locks?
You
know what I mean? We gon' make
yeah.
after the knock you out, knock yourself. But we like the we gon' make. So I've been waiting for We Gon' Make It video for years and never got that shit. But that was the fierest song on the album.
Yeah.
J the Mama. You know what I'm saying? Like that was it. But I don't know. It's just marketing. I feel like people don't market themselves correctly. It's weird, but I don't know. That's another topic for another time. I mean, we spent a lot of time talking about a lot of dumb shit today.
Yeah, I think we're on a good pace.
Good combo.
I think we're on a good pace as well. Do we got any other topics, or we good to wrap up?
No, we got the True Detective show.
Oh yeah, the one that Mike can't watch.
Not that I can't. I'd be tired, yo. I'm trying like this. Doing something a little different in the gym. So if I sit down and like, you know how you
like
get
you about to fall
comfortable
asleep now.
after you eat, you get comfortable and I'll be like, cool, I'm gonna turn it on. The funny thing is, the first time I tried to watch it, I was like, I had something in my head told me, you're not gonna make it past the credits, the opening credits. And I kid you not, you know how you wake up and it's like play next or whatever is on your I'm like, I'm laughing at myself, like, let me get my ass to bed. I just go upstairs, and I tried it again last night, and I got like 25 minutes, I want to say, into it. And then next thing you know, I'm nodding all over again. So I'm on it this weekend, though. I got to watch it during the day. I can't be 10 o'clock at night after I did everything and showered, and now I'm trying to,
So do we want to wait to talk about it?
Nah, let's jump into it. I
mean, Kevin already killed my segue to try to close the show out based on what we talked about pre-production.
He did.
But it's okay, though. All right, let's go ahead and bring it in.
I thought you said we weren't going to do that.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Well.
But no, True Detective, I like it. Have you watched the first two seasons?
The first 2 seasons?
Yes. Did you watch season 1 and season 2?
Yeah, they don't have anything to do with each other.
I know. I'm just saying so you understand the concept. That's all I'm saying, sir.
The second season sucked.
The second season did not suck.
Yeah, it did.
No, it didn't.
It was just dark.
It was dark, and I like dark, but it didn't suck.
They're all dark.
Whoa, this one was especially dark.
Second season was like, it was dark. Like
The one with Rachel McAdams or whatever her name was?
I don't know. Vince Vaughn was in it. Yeah, that's all I know. And the one where they had the shootout, which was the best shootout I've ever watched on TV, in my opinion. In LA with the gangs and all that other stuff. I thought it was good. I thought it was fine to me. I didn't have a problem with it. What was your thoughts?
First one was great.
Great?
Yeah. First one was great.
It was good.
Matthew McConaughey.
It got weird at the
now
end.
you going back to what he said about Soulja Boy. You said the first person to do it is great.
Mm-hmm.
Nah,
the first season.
Because The Wire got better as the seasons went on.
What was the best season of The Wire?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Who just said they watched the whole thing over again?
I've done that.
I've done that.
No. Somebody just recently. Oh, a friend of mine. He said he watched. I just rewatched the whole thing.
Mike's still on
season 3.
So I'm still on season 3, episode 6, I think.
You're still on season 2, episode 3.
Nah, I remember I got through season 2.
You did? Through the docs?
Yeah.
Oh, you're on season 3?
The Docs
episode
is a
6.
great season that people
Afterwards,
shit on all the time.
Well, it's because it's in hindsight. Like, you got to watch everything to realize how good the Docs season really was. And it makes you want to revisit and watch it over again and get familiar. So you're on season 3.
No, I was on season 3. I think episode 5 or
Mike was
episode
on season
6.
3 2 years ago when we were doing this show.
Yo, you should finish it now. Then you should be invested.
There's like 6
it's
seasons, right?
new stuff
Yeah,
on TV.
but I mean, I'm just saying, like season 3 is where it pops off.
it's
Yeah.
new stuff on TV.
That's
We're talking about True Detective. How the hell did we get on the wire?
But season 1 of the True Detective was good. The best one, I think.
All right, so we're on season 3. So let's just fast forward a couple of years, guys.
What's his name? Marshala?
Marshala Ali.
All right. I don't know how to pronounce the dude's
Yeah,
name.
just stop. Yeah, Mr. Ali. It's like
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like him.
He's a
Yeah.
really
He's a
good actor. Though.
He was in he's in House of Cards, which is a really good show that
He
I
was
used
in
to
House
watch.
of Cards. I didn't
He
know
is.
that.
He's
Is that the one where the guy that was
Yeah, it was
touching the
Spacey.
boys? Is it?
Yeah, that's
why
Spacey,
do you
yeah.
always got to go there? It's a
Because it's a show called House of Cards, and it's another one called what?
House of Cards. It's
No, it's one. I think it's similar almost in name though.
Nah, it's a
No, you're
the-
talking about the Don Cheadle one that's kind of like it, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
House of Lies.
House of Lies.
All right,
That's
my
what
bad.
you're talking
Okay,
about.
so House of Cards
House
is
of
the
Lies
one
don't
with
come
the
on no more,
molester.
I don't think.
House of Cards is the one with the molester, and House of Lies. Okay.
Correct. For anyone that was unaware.
When is his show coming out?
Who?
Whose show?
Surviving.
His documentary.
Yeah.
They had him on
He's-
TV. We talked about it
He's
last
on
week.
trial right
He's on
now.
trial. March.
Yeah.
It starts in March.
Yo, I thought it was on now.
Yeah, March like 23rd. Mark your calendars down. Anyway.
At some point, we're going to talk about season 3 of
Yeah.
True Detective.
So season 3 of True Detective starts off, and there's 2 kids. They ask the dad if they can go for a bike ride,
Mm-hmm.
or they want to go to the playground and see
Yep.
the dog that one of their friends got,
Mm-hmm.
and they never come home.
Right.
So then dad panics, and he's looking all over for the kids, can't find them. Calls.
Looking all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he goes to the
He's
playground.
driving up and
yeah,
down.
he
Man,
drives-
look,
car,
it was
whatnot.
pitch dark.
It was dark as shit.
He told them to come home at 5:30.
yeah.
Well, we don't
It
know what
was-
time of day it is. It gets dark
Nah,
at
he
5:30
said-
around here.
He
Dog,
now,
said
bruh.
they left at 4.
Come
and
back
they
an
come
hour
home
and a
at
half.
5:30. Yeah.
So how long are you waiting before you get in the car? It looked like it was damn near
Me,
midnight.
I'm probably out at like 5:45.
It was
Yeah.
dark out. and
It was dark as hell out. It wasn't like
dark as
Twilight
hell
dark.
out.
It
Bro,
kind of was. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
it
five-
was.
they get to the part where like those 2 dudes are shooting their guns and drinking beers, and it's pitch
Yeah,
black.
it's pitch black.
Yeah.
Like yo, it wasn't like 6:30.
But at
It
that
was.
point, he had already gone out looking for them.
All right, well, no,
Nah, I didn't see that part
What
yet.
time does it get dark now?
It's like 5:30, 5
It's
o'clock.
earlier than
Yeah,
that.
you're
Sometimes
right,
it's
it's
like
like 5
4:30,
o'clock.
5 o'clock.
It was
Yeah.
dark. It's dark out, but it's traffic. Where they was at, it was like
Dude,
everybody's in the
we
bed.
live in
sleep.
this. I mean, like,
as a
come on,
parent,
bro.
I
Like,
think
come
if
on, man.
I would know, like, all right, the sun's it's gonna be pitch black by 5 o'clock. I'm not telling them to come home at 5:30. Then I'm telling them come home,
Listen, it used to be when the street lights come on. That's all I remember. You know what I mean? When you young,
which would have been before 5:30 in that neighborhood.
no,
Yeah, 'cause
wasn't
it was
it?
pitch dark.
Yeah,
It
Well,
was
what-
pitch
pitch
black
ass
already.
blackout.
No, the street lights come on when it gets. Oh, I guess dusk. I guess you're right.
Yeah.
All right. Either way. All right. So they don't come home, right? So the dad goes out and he's looking for him or whatever. And then what?
I fall asleep.
That's when Mike checked out.
Then the mom comes home, and you realize that the mom. Well, I kind of knew that from the rip that the mom and the dad, they're not on good terms. The
Right.
mom's out
Doing
or-
whatever.
Yeah, doing whatever.
Yeah.
So then the cops are asking questions. They go looking for these kids, and they can't find them anywhere.
So that's not really the story. The story really is, to me, the primary character, Marshala Ali, remembering and being provoked to replay this crime that's happened back in
You know what?
1980
You're right.
on 2 different occasions.
And they do this they did it on the first season
They did.
too, which
yeah.
they used dolls on the first season
Mhm.
too. Like the killer, remember, put those dolls.
I
in front of the-
forgot about. Oh, this is
Yeah.
gonna be connected.
So now
Shit,
I'm
now
like,
I gotta go back and
why
watch
the
season
hell
1.
Are these 2 things connected?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was weird. I didn't even peep that.
Mhm.
But you're right. I totally forgot about season 1. Did that. Yeah. So he's remembering it. I think they bring it present day. Present day is 2015.
Yeah.
He's really really old. Then they interviewed him back in like 1990
Mm-hmm.
or something like that, or 93 or something. And then the crime took place in 1980.
Right.
So it's like it's 3 different time period storylines going on.
That kind of gets on my nerves
Why?
because
You never know which one where you're
I'd
at.
rather just have him go through like when it actually happened.
And then go to the next, to like 90, and then
Or
go
not
to
even
the,
go to the I guess they could flash.
It got to
forward
be a
then.
reason
There is a reason.
there is.
because I know now like in present day with 2015,
Right.
he's. I know he gonna have some type of amnesia. I know he don't
his
remember because
memory-
he's
yeah,
going
he has
off
a
of his
memory
notes.
issue. Yeah, he has a
from
memory
like
issue.
from yeah.
I think he
got
was
to that
suffering
point.
from like Alzheimer's, in my opinion,
Right.
some type of debilitating, deteriorating disease. That's what it comes across as.
And it's almost as if he knew because he's writing himself notes
Mm-hmm.
like for the future.
Yeah. Well, kind of, sort of, yeah. Because he's trying to be prepared for the interviewer and all that stuff. But I need to know what happened in the 90s that made them revisit the case to begin with. And I think they said that they found the girl who was missing,
A Walgreens
got
was
robbed. Right.
and the fingerprints, the only fingerprints that they were able to pull from at the robbery were hers.
Were of the little
Of the
girl
girl.
who was one of the two that went missing back in 1980, and the brother ended up being
Which
found
leads me
dead.
to believe they never find the girl.
Between 90 and in present day, in 2015.
Ever. Because
It's
he
just
says,
ever in
oh,
life.
she's alive.
That was back in 90 when he was still, you know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
searching for her, though.
Oh, okay. So you're saying what, like in 15, does he know if she's
Yeah, that's what I'm
I got
asking.
you,
Yes,
I
this is
got
what fucking sew you up with the the time
what I'm
thing.
saying.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Cracking
Yeah, I can see how that could fuck you up,
I'm
man.
definitely gonna check it.
Yeah, but it's a good show. It's good acting in it. It usually is. It's shot really, really well.
It's
always.
dark, man. It's just shot dark. Like all the scenes are dark. It's nighttime all the time.
No, it's not.
Yeah, majority of the time it's nighttime.
And that's probably why I'm falling asleep. You know what I mean? It's
Well, you're
late
watching
and it's
it at
dark,
nighttime,
and I'm
right.
like, man, look, I'm out.
Yeah, but it is something you got to pay attention to because it has a lot of little. So like even when he just said about the dolls, I remember seeing the dolls and trying to figure out, all right, how are they gonna make this connect? But it's always drawn out too. Like it's not gonna be.
It's not gonna be who you think or
You're
how
not.
you
Yeah,
think.
you're not gonna
Like,
figure it out till
I originally
like
thought it was the kid. I'm like, yo, it's definitely these kids.
Right.
In the
in the purple.
car.
Yeah, the purple
yeah,
beetle.
they
Yeah,
definitely
Yo,
did.
watch the leather, man.
Yeah,
And he told him
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. But yeah, man. So yeah, check it out if you haven't. We'll be giving updates on a weekly basis. So tune in for.
I liked it. It's you can't binge watch it. I do like that.
Nah.
Yeah, because then we can talk about it each week. If we binge watch it, it would just be like, all right.
Well, I couldn't binge watch it just because the show is so long. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to concentrate so much. I wouldn't want to watch it twice. Like I need a break.
Yeah.
Like even I tried to watch like even Mike said he was like when we first started talking about it, he was like, yo, I didn't know it was gonna be 2 hours. I was like, yeah, the second hour was tough to get through. And I ain't gonna lie, that was because it was like, all right,
Who's
I know it's
the-
gonna be slow.
Who's the
girl?
teacher? Yeah, who's the
Yeah,
teacher?
I was trying to figure out who she was. She looks familiar.
Mike, you didn't get to her yet?
Not yet.
All right.
Yeah.
She
Ye-
seemed like she's up Mike's
Yeah,
alley.
definitely, 100%. Mike will find it.
Right.
Mike will know who she is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright,
definitely.
we'll check.
He's
out
gonna
for
watch
you.
it tonight now.
I will fall asleep. I will fall asleep.
He's 100% gonna watch it tonight. Did we talk about the gov? We talked about the government, right?
No, we didn't talk about the government.
We ain't talk about
What's
the
there to
government.
talk about?
We ain't talk about Prez.
What,
Oh,
they're
you
still
know.
not working.
Well,
Did he
no,
buy them food the other day? He bought.
Yeah, Mickey D's.
well, because they're not working, we can't afford to be,
and he-
wasting caterers and government, funding on exquisite
There
meals.
was good American food, too. He made sure to point that out.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did say
yeah,
that.
American
Good
food that's
American
killing us.
food. Yeah.
Never see him biting into one of them
Yeah,
burgers.
Oh yeah, he
But-
does. Oh, you can tell he
Oh, he
definitely
did?
does. Oh yeah, he eats McDonald's. You can tell that.
Yeah.
Come on,
They probably have one of them in the White House.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I,
why?
I
are you-
just couldn't believe, like, I paid for it. Like, okay.
I
That was
believe you
real
paid for
big
it.
of you.
Yeah,
That was real big of you.
you didn't have to
Yeah.
say it. I
Yeah.
mean, you
We-
could have did it
we-
and just not.
We know.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? What's up with that, man? Like, are we safe? like,
Are we safe?
Yo,
like,
the funny
are we,
thing
is
about
our
it,
country safe right now, bro? Like, I
Great
just need,
question.
I need to understand what's
with y'all,
going on.
like, I'm thinking about this. Would y'all want to go to the airport right now?
Nah.
I mean, they letting anything through.
This is crazy.
They just letting anything through. I don't understand. Like, not only that, like, I was reading and I don't know if I said this last week or not, but the health inspectors. the
Yeah,
FDA.
exactly, with the food.
Yeah, FDA. Yeah, so I don't know if I should trust my food.
This is like you've never seen this before,
No.
where even your own party is kind of against. It's not like it's the Dems against Republicans.
Nah, it's just
like
everybody versus you.
everybody versus you.
Yeah.
as-
And you've never seen it where, like, someone has their own agenda, and if
Yeah.
it's not getting
done, then I'm taking my ball and I'm going home.
Yeah.
Nobody's playing.
No,
Yeah,
I'm taking my ball. I'm going home,
I'm
and
like,
then y'all
goddamn.
not getting paid.
Yeah, right. But y'all better come to work, goddamn.
Yeah.
Imagine that. The nerve.
Oh my God. You better have your ass in here. And somebody, a comedian, said, well, we've seen this before. People in America working for free. So we don't know.
How about that?
We don't know where this is going.
How about that? We
So
did. We have seen this
so
before.
I'm just like, oh man, come on, Trump, man. You got to do better, baby. Come on, man. You got to do better. Man.
How long do you think this lasts?
Yo, they said I saw a CNN update on my phone, or it might have been from Huffington Post or something, but no end in sight. Like, that basically means I'm going to sit here until y'all give me this money for this wall. I'm not budging.
I seen something that was like, all right, cool, you're gonna build the wall. What are you going to do if Mexico builds stairs on the other side?
Yeah.
Yo, I saw somebody post, they was like, America wants to build a wall so bad. Let's have Mexico stop importing drugs and let's watch the Americans climb over the wall to get to Mexico. Yeah. So it's like it's so much hypocrisy in all this, man. Like, that's not even how we.
I feel
get
like
criminals.
the wall is just gonna. That's his.
We're getting criminals now through the airport.
That's his legacy.
That's
exactly
gonna be like
That's
his.
what he wants. I built that.
His Affordable Health Care Act. That's what that's gonna be. His Obamacare.
My thing is, why don't we just let him start it and then tear that bitch down, because it's not gonna be done by the end of.
Anyway,
it's not gonna be done by the end of his term. So it's like, oh, by the time your term's out, yo, the next guy coming in.
Then there's crazy. It's
money being
insane
paid
amount
into
of
it.
Money.
Yeah.
Dude,
it's like $5 billion. Right?
What are they doing now? They're wasting money now. It's like, yo, we're wasting, or I guess we're just continue not to pay people. I mean, maybe that's what we do.
Hey, this is what people voted for. So
does the unemployment number that he always wants to talk about, does that take a hit now that people aren't working?
They are working. They're just not getting paid. There's a difference, Kev. You're right, technically
so
you have a job.
So how does this work? Somebody explain this to me. Do you sign a contract like that says that?
What do you mean?
What?
I guess when you're
you're a government employee? Oh, government employees have different stipulations that come along with being a government employee. I don't know. I know there are contracts involved. Just because I
don't know if I'd be able to sign a contract that says you got to come to work, but we might not pay you. I don't think I'm doing that.
I don't know what the stipulation is, but yeah. I mean, they have stipulations that'll tell you to go home, and like even though you're scheduled to work, so I don't see why, like furlough days. So I won't see why I wouldn't work in reverse. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just don't know. But I mean, apparently it's true, because this guy's doing it. I mean, this guy does whatever the hell he wants. Like, it's amazing to me. But
even I was reading on Twitter, like the tweet that he sent out about Clemson coming to. There's like all these spelling mistakes. He spelled hamburgers wrong.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
This is America, Jack.
Man and G, bro.
Yeah.
Who said you need to learn how to spell to be president, man? Fuck all that. Fuck a spelling bee, kids.
That man is rich.
Right. I'm rich, bitch.
I can't believe that there's not somebody that is like,
right.
Nah, before you send anything out, we have to confirm.
You should have a proofreader, right?
Yeah.
At least you know he's working his own Twitter.
Yeah, no ghost tweets, right? He don't have a burner account. No.
Yep.
Imagine if Trump had a burner account just following around trolling people. Yo, the fact that he trolls people from his actual account is crazy.
Does.
No, he doesn't. He trolls them from his regular account.
Yeah,
fuck that guy. You know what I mean? Like,
Trump ain't no punk.
He definitely ain't no punk.
He gonna tell you how you feel.
Yo, this dude he goes hard, man, for real. But the hamburgers though, god damn it. Y'all saw what Quavo and them said? He's like, yo, come to where? Yeah, QCP or whatever.
Quality control.
Yeah, quality control. We'll treat you better, spread, show you how a chairman is supposed to be treated. Like, god damn.
That's embarrassing.
McDonald's, Wendy's. That's the worst food that we serve in this country that you're giving to
McDonald's is straight up poison, dude.
Now, I will say this. The only clemency I'll give him is the fact that in college I probably ate McDonald's and Wendy's all the time too.
Yeah, but
doesn't mean that it's good for me.
I'm not wearing a suit to the White House to
not the
Big Macs.
No, I'm definitely not doing that. I'm not messing up my church clothes for that. No, that's not happening. And I would hope that if I went there to the White House that they would just have the courtesy to give me a better spread.
Yeah.
But,
like if you came to my house, if the president came to my house and I served him a Big Mac,
he'd probably like it.
He probably would.
Right, he probably like it.
But the other presidents.
That's just, I love when they panned up to show how Lincoln looked, and Lincoln was like.
I ain't no comment, man. I'm speechless.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. We
So
got
where
anything
we
else?
right now?
We've been doing well, man. Did we even want to touch on the Joe Saha stuff?
I don't know the backstory. I would love to see Joe and Saha battle because I think that would be a phenomenal battle because they both can rap.
Why would Joe do that though? He didn't want to reply to Eminem.
That's a great question. I don't know why he wouldn't. I think he does want to reply to Eminem. Really,
He said this year he's done with the whole I'm remaining quiet when rappers take
I think
jabs at me.
he's definitely wants to reply to Eminem, but he made like I think he's got like a personal.
I think his
promise
arrogance.
to himself, like, all right, I'm not gonna rap for a year.
I think he wants to have someone make a song about him first, like a whole song, not like a
whole
bar.
diss record?
Yeah, like a whole, like an official.
Like
no one's
like
done
he
that.
did to Drake, where
Yes.
he made like multiple diss tracks about him.
He
Right.
wants. I think that's what he's waiting. That's
They were
kind of like
good.
we was talking about with Saha, and then Saha went on Twitter and was like, "Nah, fuck you." You know what I'm saying? I already threw a jab out there. If you wanted to smoke, then you would have did something. Even your own coworkers was calling you, you know, whack, whatever.
Your own coworkers.
Yeah, his co-host Rory and Maul was getting on him about it. I mean, it's funny. I mean,
I would too.
He
if
was
I'm
so. You gotta watch this one. This is one of the funniest ones I've ever seen. He was so mad about the fact that no one had faith that he could get Saha up out of here, and
I don't know about that. Saha can rap, man.
That's what he's saying. Nobody had faith that Joe could get him out of there.
Yeah, that's what. And Joe got mad about it. He's like, "Yo, the same way that you're saying, like that, like they were doubting him too."
Yeah.
And he's like he felt a way about it.
Joe can rap. I mean, it'd be a good battle. Joe
Joe
can rap too.
is nice.
Yeah.
Joe is super nice. I'm not gonna hold him. He's super nice, but it'd be interesting. I'm like you. I want to see it.
You know
I'll
what's
be
gonna
down to it.
happen?
What's that?
Saha is gonna end up on the couch on their show.
I don't think that's happening
No?
anytime
You don't
soon.
think it's
Yeah,
happening?
you
Based
listen,
on the
watch the
interview.
show.
All right,
Yeah,
we'll check that out.
watch the show. You'll be pleasantly entertained. That's all I got. What you got, Kev?
We got a specialized playlist this week.
We do have a specialized playlist this week. So just like last week, we had the female hip hop and R&B playlist.
How'd that go over?
It went all right.
What kind of all right was that?
I don't even really understand the question. How did it go over?
Yeah, like were people feeling it? I
don't
come to you for all of our analytics and
Yeah.
stats. I don't know if you realize that.
I don't think people were feeling the throwback
Which
music on it.
what was the throwback on it?
There was like a Kelly Price joint on there and Changing Faces.
That
Oh,
would
from
be from our
the
resident.
Kel stuff.
That
Yeah.
would be from our
Oh,
resident
man,
R&B
Uh-huh.
Listen,
consultant.
listen.
Who wanted to, I told you he was poking the bear with that R. Kelly shit, man. I told
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, hey, man, it is what it is. Those was
Um,
hit. Y'all made them hits. Whoever hated on them, they made them hits when they was
That
out.
is true. They were hit records.
So don't disrespect them now. Nah.
That's
I'm
just
surpri-
kind of what I was saying earlier. Like
I'm actually
Chance
surprised
the
that people
Rapper,
were
Lady
opposed to
Gaga,
it.
you were cool with having those
Yeah.
songs on streaming services until last week, until everybody was up in arms about this whole Lifetime thing.
Yeah, I'm not buying that. So
Fuck
Hey.
out of here.
Okay. All right.
But this week we're doing not a similar theme. We're doing another theme though with the Commission Podcast playlist, season 3, playlist 3.
Okay. Wait a minute. Hold up.
It's episode 54,
I'm
playlist
just
3.
confused, man. All right.
It's episode 54,
Whatever.
playlist 3.
Okay.
It's available on Spotify,
Okay.
exclusively on Spotify.
Yo, no one's gonna be able to find anything from us.
All you
here.
got to do is search the Commission Podcast on Spotify. And you
You
can
know,
find
like
all
3,
the
6. There's
playlists.
no order here. It's 500 and it's
Yeah,
35
you
and
see
it's 20.
Season 3, playlist 3. It's pretty easy.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway.
That's 3P3. Got it.
So, if you think your music is eligible to be on the Commission Pod
Yes.
podcast playlist, you can hit us up on Instagram at thecommissionpod, or you can email us
Mhm.
at thecommissionpod@gmail.com.
Nice.
This week's theme is Roc-A-Fella music with not Jay-Z's catalog.
Okay, but can Jay be on the
Jay
song?
can be on the songs because they
Okay.
got a bunch of hits that Jay was on, but
I think
these would
he was
be-
on like all the hot songs on Roc-A-Fella.
nah.
I got a couple.
I got
We'll
a
see. I
bunch.
got a couple, and y'all
Yeah.
got a couple. This will be interesting though, because I know I hope we all gonna have different tracks.
I have like
Oh.
15, so I'm definitely gonna have
What
to
Oh
the
my
track.
goodness.
man?
Yo, there's
Jesus
so
Christ.
many. I don't think you guys realize how many albums
Yes,
came out
I
on
do.
Rock.
But I wasn't.
man,
See, I
but
wasn't
didn't know
looking at it like.
I didn't know we had to come up with a playlist each.
You
bro.
don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. I'm sure we picked similar songs, some of them, so
Right.
that way we don't have the same one.
I would be curious if we just all pick randomly and we just threw out and how many were similar and how many kind of like what I think Mike was trying to
All
say.
right.
Yeah, well, that started off.
Mike is
man.
gonna start it off. I wanted to
Alright.
go first, but it's okay.
Go ahead.
Now you got it. It's on
Alright,
you.
well. So, I'm gonna go with first song, Beanie Siegel with Bun B.
Okay.
Purple
All right,
Rain.
Purple Rain.
That's a great
yeah.
song.
Throw the
Okay.
Purple Rain out
Off
there.
the Becoming
Yeah.
album.
Okay.
Was that a Roc-A-Fella album?
Ooh.
It was.
It was under Dame. No, actually, it wasn't. That was released under Dame's
I think
print.
it might have been the last album to come out on Roc-A-Fella for
I
Beans.
don't
he had
know if
one
it
come
was.
out after that with R. Kelly on one of the songs.
I'm about to
that
tell
definitely
you.
was
Let me
not.
check.
Well, I was
going
going to say that I remember at the time, because that was around the time Beans just got out, and only Dame was promoting it.
This came out in 2005.
Redman was on that album. I remember there was a joint on there with
yeah.
Redman.
This might alter some of my songs if we don't get a.
I mean, we put it on.
Engineered by Young Guru.
We'll
I
put
mean,
it on
that
there.
don't mean nothing.
Yeah, whatever. No, I'm just trying to think because Guru's loyal to Jay. So
No, I mean, but that don't mean
Because I
nothing.
thought like
though.
I'm like the Graduation. Was that a Roc-A-Fella album?
Yeah, the Graduation definitely was.
Yeah.
It was Roc-A-Fella Def Jam.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Anyway, it was cool.
because
Mike.
you had me. All right.
gonna
Let me
keep
go
it on
back.
there.
You had me looking for it. All right. Next up.
Kanye projects are the only ones that still say Roc-A-Fella on them. If you ever noticed.
Do they?
Yeah, it's the only
Okay.
ones that do.
He probably hates that.
I know, right?
All right, I'm gonna go with Cam. Off Coming Home With Me, featuring Daz, Live My Life, with the old Tupac sample.
Yeah.
Ambitions as a rider in there. My last one, I'm giving y'all 3. Philadelphia Freeway, All My Life featuring Nate Dogg.
It was a great album. See, I didn't even think of that one. And I completely forgot. That was the
Oh,
first one I said.
All my
Nate killed that
Yeah,
joint.
he did. I wanna be smoking
Yeah.
That joint was crazy.
That Freeway album is such a banger. I'm gonna download that this week.
Well, you keep saying download. What you mean? Like you don't got no streaming service?
I mean, yeah, I download. Yeah, through Apple Music. I download it to my phone.
just
and-
was there. Okay,
Yeah, and then I save it to my recents so I can listen to it on
Alright.
repeat.
cool. What you got? What you got saved to your recents so you can put it on the playlist?
I was going to give the floor to young Kevin over there with his 15
Kev
songs.
got- I know, he got
I gotta
15
pick-
albums
but
over
I gotta
there.
narrow mine down now.
Man. Okay, all right. Well, I'll go. It's okay. No worries. I have 5 tracks.
All right.
I'm giving you all 5.
Cool.
So hopefully this digs
That's
into
fine.
Kev's list. From The Becoming,
Okay.
In the Air, Beans, title track.
That's why I
first
stayed
track.
away
it's
from
a
it.
great song.
I love that song. From The Truth, I told you Beans was my favorite. If we ain't going Jay, then you gonna get a lot of Beans from me. What Your Life Like? Mine's is real. Everything signed and sealed. You know what I'm
There's
saying?
Part 2 to that on the second album.
It is. I don't like that version though.
Really? I thought the beat on that one was crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
I like the original. Just speaks to me. Oh, you guys are gonna not even know. Christian
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Your
R&B joint.
Love.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
from off of the Streets Is Watching
yeah.
soundtrack.
How about that?
I feel like we talked about that like a year ago on the show for some reason.
Possibly so,
We
but that
did.
is a classic to me. Yeah, I mean
was
with
the
the
song again?
but Computer Love beat,
What was it called?
Your Love.
Your Love.
Your Love. Featuring Jay-Z. My next track, Christian. Since we gonna stay in a little bit of an R&B vibes. Just Leave Your Love, off of the Backstage soundtrack. Shout out to DJ Clue.
Okay.
Who is it?
Christian.
Oh, all right. We staying with him.
We gonna it's a group. It's
Yeah,
two
it's
of
two
them.
of them.
Two of them. It's all good. Just Leave Your Love, off of the Backstage soundtrack. Shout out to DJ Clue yet again.
Damn, there was a Beans joint on there that was crazy.
It was a Beans joint on there. It's I think it might be before this song actually, but in my last track, a Young Memphis Bleak, featuring Missy Elliott. Shout out to Missy, Hall of Famer. Jay-Z, fellow Hall of Famer. Twister, Speed Not Mobster. Shout out
Chicago.
to Chicago.
Y'all sick. Twister
Is
killed that
that
joint.
yo bitch?
Did he?
I love that
He did
song.
kill it.
Twister killed it.
Jay
Especially when they
killed
did it
that.
Jay
live.
killed that
joint too.
Jay killed Jay's last verse. Oh man, I ain't even gonna say it. Jay's last verse probably is one of my favorite Jay-Z verses ever. It just is.
Yeah, so I'm kind of surprised that we haven't had one Kanye song yet.
Fuck Kanye. I'm not
Okay.
supporting that shit.
All right.
And it's funny because I thought about putting Kanye on there, but I was like,
I
I'm
didn't.
not putting Meg.
And it ain't because of none of his coonery right now. It's just because when I'm thinking of don't really. I mean, I know he was a
You're
Roc-A-Fella
saying you don't
artist.
associate him with Roc-A-Fella?
He
When I
doesn't.
think about the Roc-A-Fella artists, I'm taking Jay, Kanye. Like, I'm really thinking about I kind of sort of like the people that didn't, I guess, blow as much.
Okay.
I look
Okay.
at them as the Roc-A-Fella artists because Kanye and them, they exceeded just Roc-A-Fella. You know what I mean?
Okay, I can see that. I don't like Kanye's music doesn't fit the Roc-A-Fella vibe. While he's a Roc-A-Fella artist, and I know it, the vibe ain't the same. Like when I think about Roc-A-Fella, I think about
The grittiness.
hustler
yeah,
music.
Exactly.
You know
That's
what I mean?
exactly.
Yeah, so Kanye don't give me hustler music.
Okay. All right, so I'm starting mine off with Young Guns off
I
of
knew it.
Brother from Another Joint.
Okay.
This song features
Just Your Love.
Denim,
Oh, okay.
and it's called Tough Love.
Oh, okay. You doing that one, the title
Mhm.
track?
Okay.
Okay. All right.
That joint was crazy.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go with Cameron featuring Kanye West. Yeah, he was on the song too, I think.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
It was Down and Out,
Mm.
off
Yeah.
Purple Haze.
Yeah. That's a good song. I like that one.
Then I'm going to go with I Really Mean It
I
off
really
the
mean
Diplomats
it.
album,
Mm,
Diplomatic Immunity.
See, I don't associate that.
Why?
It
with a
is. It's the first
Roc-A-Fella.
one. It's the
Yeah.
first diplomatic Roc-A-Fella album.
Yeah. Double
That was
dip.
off of Roc-A-Fella?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, that's when they got signed. Yeah.
Yeah. And after that, they put out a bunch of records on like Koch and stuff.
Yeah.
After that, but that was after the Roc-A-Fella part.
I
Right.
didn't know. I
That was a
thought,
big one.
okay.
Well,
Yeah.
Cam put out his solo joint, and then they did
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
Koch
Well,
stuff.
Joel's album came
Oh
out
yeah,
on
the first one.
the first one.
Yeah, yeah.
Came
the
out
first
on
one.
Roc-A-Fella?
Yeah.
I think the second one might have too. The
No,
one
I
that
don't
had
think the
whistle
second one
song.
did. The whistle, I don't think it did. I think it was just Def
I
Jam.
ain't know. I'm dead real. I didn't know this.
And then I got Memphis Bleak, My Mind Right remix featuring Jay-Z, Beanie Siegel, H Money Bags.
H
And
Money
yeah.
Bags.
H Money Bags.
I'm just laughing at the name.
Well,
Go
H
ahead.
couldn't rap on a. Yeah, if you ever listen to, I wish. Honorable mention if you can find it, Kev.
All right.
Only if you can find it. The Roc-A-Fella freestyles on Hot 97.
I have them.
I
But I-
need that back.
Oh, I got them.
I need that back. I had it on. I downloaded it on one of my download apps, and I always lose it. And every
Yeah, I
couple of years, I gotta find it. If you can add it, if you can.
You won't be
have
able to
them,
add
but
it
the
to this 'cause it's
Spotify
not
have
on
them.
the
I don't give a
Spotify.
goddamn, man. Put it on somewhere. We need to have the Roc-A-Fella freestyles on there because the only one who fucked it up was H Money Bags.
Yo, I never could understand why no other group has done something similar.
Other groups did. Locks did that.
Nah, nobody's just like bullied. They just went up to the radio station one night
Yeah.
and just bullied the.
Yeah, they started it, but a lot of groups came like this is now going back like damn near 20 years. But yeah, they started it, but after they did it, I felt like even State probably went back up there and did
Yeah.
it again.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm thinking like now, like
Now no one's doing it. First of all, no
Why?
one even respects Hot 97 anymore. That's number one.
yeah, but like I don't know. I feel like
And or radio like that.
Yeah, you don't need radio.
I did used to like listen to the come up though.
yeah.
Cav is-
Friday
yeah,
nights was
Cav
crazy.
does that. Cosmic
Yeah,
Cav will have people
yeah.
come up there and just like spit or whatever. But yeah, no one did it like how they did it that night. I'll never forget that night.
I got
Great.
2 more joints.
Okay, wow.
So
All right.
Kanye West, Talib Kweli, and Common off the first album, College Dropout, Get 'Em High.
Okay, get him out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that joint. I didn't try. I tried not to pick like the regular.
Ain't Common on that joint too?
No.
Nah. Not on that one.
Wants to get,
Stop trying to force
just to
Chicago
get-
on us.
just to get.
That's not
Can
the
we-
song,
can we-
Greg,
yeah, it is.
but
And
no,
then
it's
I got
not.
one
It
more.
is.
don't
Yo,
know.
Kev,
don't
you
know.
heard him singing?
I don't know.
He was singing "Get By" by Talib
Oh.
Kweli.
Oh, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Just
That's what he
to
said.
get- And then he
And
changed
then
Jay
the
was
word
on
up
that.
there.
Kanye to the beat.
Just
Yeah.
to get high.
man.
You
Hey,
heard
man,
him?
I don't give a goddamn.
This morning,
Yeah,
woke
welcome.
up.
Yeah, now we both singing it. Right now, what now?
Let's get
Your
by.
joke done backfired.
Let's
Now.
get by though.
I don't give a
Yeah.
damn. It's a good song, and we both like it. Now,
It was-
now your joke backfired.
That
Now,
was Talib only.
I don't
Go
care.
ahead though.
All right, my
and
last
Jay was
one.
on the remix. Thank you, Kev, for having my back like a true friend. That's my friend.
Oh man, we all right.
My last one is off the Young Guns album. The first one again is with Cameron. It's called "The Look in Your Eyes." That the first
Which
Young
one
Guns
is that?
album was crazy.
I don't even remember that one.
All right.
Mike stupid.
He said the first one was crazy.
The first Young Guns album,
I-
I feel like you could rock that from front to back.
The one where they had the
The Tough Love they had.
No
Can't stop,
better
Nah, the one
Yeah,
where
No Better Love was on there?
No, I thought it was they had the video where they was in the school.
Oh, that was on there too.
Yeah,
wasn't
was
it?
that on that?
That could have been.
They had the old
Ask
school
Kev.
beat.
Kev the one that's rocking it from
you
front to
thinking
back.
Friday night?
Huh?
You thinking Friday night? Songs for Friday night?
I can't remember how the beat go. I know the beat in my head. I can't describe it
All right.
honestly, but sorry.
Roc-A-Fella had hits.
They did, man. We missed
Maybe
the Rock,
we do a
man.
Murder Inc. playlist.
We're never
next
doing a
week.
Murder Inc.
How we gonna
playlist.
find 10
I'm about
songs?
to say. I have nothing. I have nothing. Ashanti's gonna be the only person I'll probably add to my Murder Inc. playlist.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We got any shout outs before we get out of here this week?
I do have some shout outs, and I'm doing myself a service by writing my shout outs down. So I shouted this person out earlier, but, once again, shout out to Aaliyah, on birthday today. Rest in peace. I also never shout out to Missy. That's an incredible accomplishment being in the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Shout out to my little homie Mid. Birthday was on Friday. Shout out to my little sis. Just finalized her logo for her business. Really, really
Nice.
dope.
Mm.
Yeah, man. That's basically all I got.
All right. Mike, who you got?
Shout out to the government workers that's not getting paid.
Oh man,
Oh,
Gee,
man.
Right.
No, I'm saying, hold your head.
Man, yeah, hold
That
your
sucks.
Yo, keep your head up, man.
Yeah.
We know you fed up, baby. But keep your head up.
I planned on flying out sometime soon, and I'm like, damn, do I
I
gotta
ain't-
get there at 9 a.m. for a 6 o'clock flight?
I ain't flying
You
out
might.
nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
Good.
Shout out to the listeners, man. That's it, Kev.
Shout out to my man Thad, man, waiting on this More Than a Podcast hoodie, man.
Yeah.
For real. It's coming
Yeah,
soon,
shout
man.
out.
Stand by, bruh. We got you covered, bruh.
All right.
Kev said he got you in his next order. Personalizing the order and hand delivering it to you, bruh.
Yeah. Crickets.
I just like making commitments for Kev. I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, my shout out to shout out to Erin Simon. She's part of another podcast, and she has a show. I think she has a show about like NBA 2K on TV, like the basketball. game.
Okay.
But
She's
I
a
had some-
gamer?
she hosts this show for
Oh,
gamers.
Okay.
But I had questions about they have the Grassroots podcast with Killer BH. That's Joe Budden's buddy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I hit them up a couple times asking them how they did certain things with their podcast, and they're always real cool. They hit me back right away. They just had Rico Love on their podcast.
Nice.
Okay.
Last
Did he
week.
explain his comments about R. Kelly?
He did.
Okay.
So you should check it out.
Nice. I definitely will.
Yeah, they called him on the phone. He talked about that. So shout out to them. Shout out to all of our listeners. Shout out to Mike Dooley. He's our graphics guy. You can hit him up on Instagram at Mad Duels or Dooley_note. That's his graphics account.
Nice.
Shout out to Podbean. So we're gonna be the featured podcast on Podbean for all our listeners.
Yeah,
Download
man.
the Podbean app
We coming, baby.
for iTunes and Android. In a couple weeks, we'll give you some more information. But we're gonna be the featured show for the week on there.
Nice, man.
Some
Making
nice
moves.
look for
Power
us.
moves.
Yeah.
Power moves.
And shout out to you guys, man.
Oh, that was very nice of you, Kev.
Shout out to
Appreciate
Greg's or the Ravens. They're with my Eagles right now. They're not playing football anymore.
Shots
I
fired.
mean, that was like 2
Yeah.
weeks ago. We talk about what happened last week?
Yeah, as I said, the
I'm
Eagles,
saying.
man, they took an L.
Yeah.
I mean, the Cowboys took an L too, so I'm cool with that.
First of all, the Eagles weren't supposed to lose. The Eagles were in prime
Actually,
position.
they were supposed to lose.
No, they were in prime position to win.
When
the
you
game.
can't score from the first quarter,
It was upsetting, man. They looked amazing in the first 10
and
minutes.
then they threw an interception, and that was it.
and they threw the game after
That was
Yeah.
well, that was it.
I just
The
how did
guy
you-
with the surest hands in the NFL dropped the ball, and it was a wrap.
How could you not at least kick a field goal though for the next?
How could you
the next
not
3 quarters?
know that they were going to fake the punt? How did
Yeah,
you
I
not?
don't get
Everybody in
that
the
either,
freaking
man.
world knew that they were going to fake that
Yeah.
damn punt.
I don't know.
All right, since we're talking about teams of our fandom, you know, it's only appropriate that I shout out my quarterback who got us a Super Bowl championship, who will no longer be with us after this season. Well, now that the season is concluded.
Isn't he from around here too?
Joe Flacco is from the Delaware Valley
Yeah.
area, I guess. I don't know. He's from Delaware. He was a Blue Hen.
Okay.
Yeah. So you know, it's been fun, man. It's been a nice ride. Really appreciate everything you did for us, and I'm pretty sure you
I
have
was
some,
gonna say,
some parting
shout
ways
out,
as well.
Since we're shouting out quarterbacks that brought us Super Bowl championships.
I hate that
Shout
you can
out-
say that with me now.
shout out
Don't
to Nick
say that with
Foles.
me, man.
Yeah, shout out to Nick Foles. I don't even think he's gonna play football anymore.
Why?
I don't think he could play football in another city.
Why?
I just don't think he.
We got to
wants
talk about that on the next show.
Hell, why wouldn't I do that?
Yeah, why?
What? Why?
I don't think he
Then-
wants to.
Yeah, let's make a note of that.
He didn't want to play football 2 years ago. He was almost done playing football.
Well, he was almost done because your boy got him up out of there, Jeff
Nah,
Fisher.
He wanted to retire and be a minister.
Nah. Well, he
Alright.
comes from money. He's like that Shoney's money kid, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, he don't need the football money.
Shout out to Nick Foles. There's a statue of him down there in front of the link. So
That's a statue of a guy who's
I know,
not
right?
even your
Something
starting
that never
quarterback.
existed.
Yo,
like I don't even.
he won the
understand,
Super
yo.
Bowl.
Will his number ever get retired?
Yeah, it probably will. Yeah, I think it will. I think it'll be retired in my lifetime too.
That'd be the fewest games
Doesn't
ever
matter.
for a
You took us-
retired
you won-
number, bro.
You won them when they mattered.
Trust me, Philly needs whatever they can get.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
we
Whoa,
put up
man.
fictitious statues of people who don't even exist. So why not? Why not have?
characters? Yeah,
why
he
not
actually-
have? This is right up the. You know what? Damn
he
it,
actually
Mike.
did something.
You're right.
Whether it was
That makes
4
it-
games or
Can we talk about the last time Chicago won anything?
Ooh, hold on. Let's not get carried away.
Ooh,
they won-
Blackhawks was
they won the
relevant.
World
Blackhawks
Series?
did.
Yeah, Blackhawks
well,
was
yeah,
relevant.
won a World Series,
Okay.
Yeah, they
and
had
that
to
was
win the World
20.
That was just 2
2016.
years ago.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
we won the Super Bowl last year, so they cancel each other out.
They don't cancel each other
Nah,
out when
it's
they
impossible.
they have more championships holistically though.
They definitely do. It's just
Anywho,
How you gonna compare Philly?
you
I
gotta let him. He's from.
It's cool.
we
It's
out
cool,
of here.
Yeah.
Peace.
The commission.